Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. Junie Mobley and Devin Royal returned for Ohio State last night. They're looking for a win in Iowa City to increase their tournament chances, but fell to Iowa 74-57. Next up for the Bucks is a home game against Purdue Sunday at 1:30. The women's team lost a heartbreaker at home to the team up north 86-84 in overtime. The Lady Buckeyes will look to get back in the win column on the road Sunday in East Lansing. The Cleveland Cavaliers were without Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and Evan Mobley last night. They lost 118-116 in Milwaukee. And finally, the CBJ are back in action tonight for the first time since the Olympic break. They'll face the Bruins on the road at 7 o'clock. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit bmifcu.org to learn more.
Breakfast time!
Hello, welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis. Can I take your order?
Just want a little breakfast.
Hey, you want some crabs? Because I got some of them.
Get ready to drive through the intersection of football, food, and fun. Featuring producer Dylan.
Who are the 5 best rappers of all time?
Special guests.
You serious?
And you. Wake up.
For what?
It's time for T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday to you. What's up? I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Good morning, go to hell. Tyvis, how are you?
This has been a long week for me.
But yeah, because you've had to go up to Cleveland.
It's not done.
Yeah, you go up Tuesdays and Thursdays to go to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Correct.
But they added something in for you yesterday.
Yeah, I filled in yesterday. I don't know who works on when. Oh, Zach Jackson and Dustin. I guess Dustin was still recovering from the cruise, and Zach Jackson is at the combine. So
okay,
I needed to fill in for them. So I did that. And then obviously today is my day. So I got to go back up there. But 3 days in a row,
that's a lot, buddy.
Ooh-wee.
Want me to buy you breakfast today? I will. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to Uber eat some breakfast over here. We'll make it happen for sure. I walked in today, and you hit me with, so on my list, and you started going through all your list preparation and all the research you were doing, and it dawned on me, I hadn't started preparing my list yet.
He's a slacker.
That's bad, because today's list is a little bit in depth, but I'm curious to get your all's thoughts on it. You can tweet it to us at Bone and Tyvis 971, or you can go to the YouTube chat. Go to YouTube 971 the fan. Click on T-Bone and Tyvis. Be right there. Topic of the list today, coming up at 7 a.m. Top 5 Ohio State football teams to not win it all, which is kind of a depressing topic. But I mean,
this is not limited to football. Basketball is included, correct?
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't.
Just make your own rules, Tyvis.
Oh,
I'm asking.
I mean,
I'm asking you.
I thought it was just football. If we're doing basketball, I have even more work to do between now and 6 o'clock.
You know,
I have some thoughts, though.
We'll do it. We'll just limit it to football.
Limit it to football. Let's leave it to football.
Because there is like 2 basketball teams I can think of.
Oh, sure.
Off the top of my head that would be on the list. But go ahead.
There's 1 year where I can think of a basketball team and possibly the football team in the same year.
Don't do that.
Oh, man.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, there was 1 year.
No, we just go limit it to football.
Football only. All right, fine. Football only. That is coming up at 7, but I welcome your thoughts on that. And will the one from this year, will this team make your list? Find out. But yeah, you can send us those now. At Bone and Tyvis 971 on Twitter. We'll give you ours coming up at 7. Jackets are back in action tonight. Hey, that's positive. That's fun. We're all excited. They get to go out to Boston, drink their Dunkin' Donuts, and then whoop up on the Bruins, hopefully. Get back started up on that.
I want them to, it'd be really nice for them to just pick right up where they left off. Just another shutout against Boston. That would be, I come here with a Kool-Aid smile on my face tomorrow.
Oh, that would feel great. Also, now you've made me want Kool-Aid.
When the last time you had some Kool-Aid?
That's a great, I don't know.
What was your flavor of choice?
I kind of went all over the place.
I did too.
But I would usually, I mean, if there was red Kool-Aid, I was always a fan. I was always a fan of red.
Everybody
We would occasionally, though, get a green, and I would enjoy that too. The green was good.
No, the green's overrated.
Really?
Yeah, the green's overrated. Right, I was more of an orange or grape guy too.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
I mean, I really never disliked any because it was like a pound of sugar and then a little packet of Kool-Aid, and I don't think we acknowledged enough that
there's
the
a
pound
flavor.
of sugar is what made that thing taste so good.
There's a flavor that I absolutely could not stand. Any one of the Cools, they had the Kool-Aid with the Cools. Them was disgusting.
Yeah,
And then it was like strawberry or something that I couldn't believe was nasty, but I just didn't like it.
yeah. I ultimately with Kool-Aid now I forget that I've not given my kids the Kool-Aid experience, and I feel bad about that.
What?
I haven't. We haven't.
Wow.
Well, we don't. So at our house, this is the weird thing. We have even though you look at me, you think like there's sugary stuff everywhere because I don't want them to end up like me.
Y'all eating clean now.
Well, no, I don't. But I make them eat as healthy as possible.
He doesn't want them to be pre-diabetic like
Right.
you, Tyvis.
Hey, if it runs in the family, it is what it is.
No, I'll tell you, we don't do full throttle juice. I don't know if that's the right term, but we don't just juice. Like you go get grape juice, we don't do that.
Okay.
If we did give the kids when they were really, really little, if we gave them juice, it was always watered down.
Mm-hmm.
Barely any juice in it, tons of water.
My wife started off that way, and then they all in now.
Well, but Kool-Aid's the one that me and my wife
bouncing off the
where
walls.
we actively have to pour the sugar in. That's where we're like, I don't know if we can do that. So we haven't done enough of that. I feel like I've let them down as a parent, honestly.
No, you did.
My youngest, you know what she does? This is her favorite food. I can make any meal. It could be tacos.
Ketchup.
It could be steak. No, that's my middle
Ranch.
one. Middle one loves ketchup. Oldest two love ketchup, or ranch, I should say. The youngest one, every meal we make, I could be making pancakes for dinner, eggs and bacon and all that stuff. She will say, "Where's the broccoli?" Broccoli.
Really?
Broccoli is her favorite. The 6-year-old, that's her favorite.
My oldest is there,
food.
and
she loves broccoli. And I'm like, I feel like that's a win.
You know what?
It took us 3 kids, but we finally got one to eat healthy. So that's yay.
When we went to the restaurant, she was like, "I don't want fries. I want broccoli."
Yeah,
and I was like,
that too.
"Good for you." She'd be like, I want a salad." Good for you.
Yeah, that's good. See,
my kid will do random feats of strength in front of other kids, so they'll be like, "How are you so strong?" And she'll be like, "'Cause I eat carrots and broccoli."
Look at that. See,
unsolicited diet advice from my kid all the time to other kids.
We doing all right as parents.
I don't know how she got it. I have nothing to do with that one. Tell you that right
carrots
now.
And broccoli.
That's good. I am just actively trying to avoid talking about the men's basketball team at Ohio State because
not enough carrots and broccoli.
No, I tell you what,
it's depressing.
I watched this whole game last night. I stayed up and watched the second half too, even though I knew we had to come up and do this thing. I actually yesterday, Tyvis, to prepare for that game, such a massive game,
took a nap.
I took like a 3-hour nap.
I was going to say, I thought you put yourself through some sort of torture.
No.
It would not be as bad when you watched them at 9 o'clock.
That's ridiculous.
I took a 3-hour nap and I felt great. I didn't feel great watching the game, but I was up and ready to watch it, had everything. I was watching the women's game too. The women took on Michigan at the Shot.
That was a banger. That one was a banger of a game.
But it ended terribly.
Yes,
they had an 8-point lead in overtime and blew it and
went
lost
back
the game.
and forth.
No, it was they almost hit a game-winning. They hit a game-winning shot.
It just didn't count.
Didn't get off before the buzzer, but it was they're right there. Unfortunately, it's crazy. You can actually play Michigan tough in your home gym and not have "Let's Go Blue" chants ringing out throughout the.
You got to stay.
You can actually do that. That's the women showed us that. That's good. So you can at least play them tough. Anyway, this game last night with Ohio State and Iowa, I had text messages from people like, "Oh man, you're going to take a victory lap tomorrow." And I said, "What victory is there? What did I get out of all that? What is the victory that people think that T-Bone is sitting here wanting to get? When all I want is Ohio State basketball to be good and relevant in March." And I watched this team put on the worst performance I think I have seen of the Chris Holtmann era, which, by the way, that's what we're in. We're still in the Chris Holtmann era. We never got past it. We hired the guy sitting right next to him when we thought Chris Holtmann wasn't good enough to be the coach here. Whether you liked Chris Holtmann or hated him, it doesn't matter. That's what the school said, is he's not good enough to be the head coach here, and I think that was fair. But then they hired the guy who ran the offense for him and helped recruit all the players and was his top assistant. So you explain to me how we're not still in the Chris Holtmann era. But regardless of if you like that comment or not, the reality is it's going on 4 years of this team missing the tournament. And unless something drastic happens with Purdue, even then, I don't know if that's enough to get them in the tournament at this point.
They got some games that could be upgraded into quad 1 win.
Oh,
they got a quad 1 win last night. Northwestern, baby, top 75 in the net. They got one yesterday, T-Bone. Even though they lost, they won.
You know what? Hang the banner, Dylan. Let's go. Hang the banner. Hey, upgraded quad 1 win. The computers agree. By the way, Northwestern's not a good basketball team. No one would sit there and say, oh, they beat Northwestern on the road. That's a tough place to win. No, they went from 78th to 69th in the net rating, and so now that qualifies because it's top 75. Now that qualifies on the road as a quad 1 win.
Let's go. Add it to the resume.
Hang the banner. This team is just...
This one was depressing, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We'll take a break and we'll talk about it in full. We'll pick it apart. What happened last night in Iowa City? What did they do? Why did it end up like this? And who? I don't even know where. How do you fix it? That's the main thing I want to get to. How do you fix it? We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now, no major crashes that we're watching. Crews clearing up a small issue on 670 right near Airport Drive, but traffic still getting by with no major problems. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Save big money on your rough electrical project at Menards. Zero Wire is an American-owned leading manufacturer of electrical building wire for residential, commercial, and industrial applications. Menards stocks convenient, pre-cut lengths of wiring products for both indoor and outdoor projects. Save big on electrical wire and cable products at Menards. Also, visit Menards.com to view our weekly flyer and check out all of the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or give us a call and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you a question. Has the insulation in your windows failed? How would you know? Well, one way to tell is if you're running the heat this winter way more often than you normally do. That could be a sign that that insulation has failed and you need new windows. Talk to the pros at Window Nation to find out what they can do to help. In fact, they've got a great deal going now. You can get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And as an added benefit, you'll get an extra 10% off for the rest of the month. Window Nation's windows use top quality materials and seals along with insulated frames. They're so incredibly energy efficient, you actually save money on your utility bills. And they're backed with a lifetime warranty, so you won't have to live with broken windows again. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale and get an extra 10% off for the rest of the month. You already know. Go to windownation.com now for a free consultation. That's windownation.com.
Hi, it's Common Man.
And T-Bone.
Pizza Madness is coming for your face.
Yeah, the brackets will be revealed March 2nd.
Why can't I say it?
I don't know.
PizzaMadness.pizza to suggest your favorite pizza place.
It's all brought to you by Billiards Plus.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We could have a few light snow showers out there this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy with wake-up temperatures just below freezing. And then as we get into the afternoon, we'll see more clearing, plenty of sun, and highs in the mid-40s. For tonight, mostly clear overnight with our lows into the upper 20s, and then warm and windy as we close out the work week. Highs getting in the mid to upper 50s across the Buckeye State. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Tyvis has a bum wrist from playing football. Bone has a bum wrist from opening the heavy doors at Sheets. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Shout out to Chris McNeil, a.k.a. Reflog. Dude, we were just talking about OSU men's basketball. The Northwestern win is now a quad 1 win, and I said hang the banner, and he photoshopped one right away. Men's basketball, Ohio State win upgraded to quad 1 win 2026. Great. That's where we're at as a program, man. Ohio State 74-57. Just light yourself on fire. Listen to that.
It's
gross.
It's depressive because how it started. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I said, oh man, Junie come out, big tray.
Yeah.
He come back, hit another tray. Amari Bynum, big tray. I said, oh, where this been? This what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure.
And they got to 14, and them minutes went by, and they was still at 14.
It's just, you're like, there's 14, and it's still 14, and now the lead's gone, and now it's 18-14.
I'm like,
they subbed in those 2 Mr. Ohio basketballs, and
dude,
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm watching that game. They get up big, and then I see guys sitting at the scores table, and I'm like, what are we doing? Huh? We're rolling right now. And then it's like, let's get the guys who were playing well out of the game, and let's put in the guys who, I'll tell you this, I don't know what the NIL valuations are for the guys on the bench on this Ohio State basketball team, but if they are anything more than the OSU meal plan, everyone should be fired.
They should be paying us.
No kidding. You're talking about next year getting a McDonald's All-American? Well, good news. You got Burger King All-Americans in there right now coming in. I don't know. Rally's All-Americans? What's the restaurant? I actually like Rallies and Burger King a lot. I don't want to disparage them.
Delicious.
But I'm just saying, like, those guys come in and it immediately falls apart, and then they couldn't get the momentum back. But defensively, this team, I had been praising them the last few games and saying they're actually playing better. I thought the defensive plan against Michigan State was pretty good. Michigan State also missed a lot of shots they should have made. Wisconsin missed a lot of shots they should have made. But, hey, credit Ohio State's defense for playing up and doing the best they could, especially on the road in the Breslin Center when you had two guys out, and Amari Bynum, unfortunately, was trying to go, but apparently had a 102 fever he played through. Let him live. He didn't have his best game, but at least he was out there. Anyway, I'm saying, like, those were good defensive efforts. And then last night, I watched perhaps the worst defensive half of basketball I've ever seen in my life, at least at Ohio State.
We scored 15 points with around 13 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The score was 15-5 when we got to 15.
Yeah.
We didn't score again until 5:25, so 8 minutes later. When we finally scored again, it was 23-18.
Yeah, that's right. They Tyvis, Iowa.
8 minutes.
Iowa, in this first half, after the Buckeyes got off to their, I think it was a 14-3 lead is what they started with, okay? 14-3 or 14-2. Iowa went on a 31-4 run. Jake Diebler had to call timeout not once, but twice during that run, and they couldn't stop it. Because defensively, they played abjectly one of the worst games I've ever seen. Objectively, I should say, not abjectly. But, like, I watched this team play defense, and I used to be someone who said I'm not going to call out college basketball players by name, college football players by name. However, these guys are getting paid now, and that rule goes out the window for me. Dude, I'll tell you what, I know he doesn't play a lot of defense. I know it's not his forte, but the amount of times I saw Devin Royal being the first guy under the basket to catch the ball after one of their players went unimpeded to the rim, and then Devin Royal's there to like, oh, there we go. I'll pick the ball up and take it out of bounds.
He likes being the inbounder.
You know how
I mean, it's not just him. Yugovin's useless. Like, they're all, I mean.
I will be honest with you. The way he plays defense, he believes that he plays like there's a big time shot blocker in the paint. That's how he plays.
He thinks Okpara is still here.
Yes,
he's like, is he going to patrol the paint and block some shots for us?
That's really how he play defense. Like,
Greg Oden might be back there. I don't know.
It's all right. We got somebody down there to change the shot.
Ken Johnson is back there just swatting shots into the fifth row in his mind, but in reality, no one actually is doing that on this Buckeye defense. And it is so frustrating to watch a good offense just pick apart this defense when they actually decide we're just going to pass. The teams have done it all year with the zone. Whenever Ohio State goes to a zone, it's laughable. Michigan State did it. They tried to play zone for like 3 minutes that Michigan State game, and Michigan State went right to the elbow, quick pass there, out to the three-point line. If somebody rotated, then they passed it inside, and the guy's wide open in the middle of the lane. If they don't rotate quick enough, it's an open three. And it was like 2 minutes, and they said, never mind, we can't do that zone. And then they can't play man either is the problem. They don't have Bruce is the only guy up top that can play defense. So
I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany last night.
Yes.
It's not that Ohio State don't have money to pay players on basketball. It's not that. It's that they taking the money and paying the wrong players.
Well,
that's my hot take.
Rumors,
I know it's Thursday, but that's my hot take.
That's fine. We can still get hot takes off whenever we want to.
If you think about the money spent the past 2 seasons, it's been kind of wasted.
It has been wasted.
Bradshaw, Stewart, Tilly.
It's kind of wasted. Like they are paying
sorry,
people.
Gabe Cups.
No, I'm not sorry. I don't care. Dude, I'll tell you what. I am at a point where I don't understand. I need someone to explain to me how you can trust the people in charge of this Ohio State roster, whether that's Jake Diebler, whether that's Clark Kellogg's son, whoever's the guy making the final call on who gets the money and who doesn't, who we bring in and who we don't bring in, whoever that is, I have questions because they've looked at Mr. Ohio basketball and said, that means you can play. And in Devin Rowe's case, it means you can play offense. Doesn't mean you can play defense. In Gabe Cups and Colin White's cases, it means you're not a Big Ten basketball player. Sorry, guys. Like, the MAC would be a great place for you to go and work on that and find, like, or some other conference. Go there, like, go have a great basketball career. There's no shame in that. But Ohio State should be above getting guys like that who have to play meaningful minutes on this roster. There was a point, and Junie Mobley fought through it. He's had the broken finger, the fractured pinky finger, right? He's out there with it taped up and a split on, hitting logo threes. And I have to watch Colin White throw a pass to the Iowa coach as Junie Mobley goes to the rim, and Junie Mobley's looking at him like, dude, what are you doing? It's like one of these guys was Mr. Basketball in the state of Ohio, and one of them could actually play ball. So it's not an indictment on Ohio State high school basketball. It's the fact that you can't just look at accolades from high school and say these guys can play.
Well, there should be a new rule. You can't play Division IX high school basketball and be Mr. Basketball.
Dude, go look at Colin White's highlights from high school and find me the highlight reel that doesn't show him just dunking on farm kids who are 5'9". I'm just saying.
I gotta look it up.
Find me the highlight. All his highlights are dunks, and it's like, yeah, because you were physically bigger than those guys. Now you're in the Big Ten where everyone's physically big, and you got to play. And
he went to Ottawa.
Yeah, Ottawa something.
It sounds,
and I think it's Division 4. It's not Division 9 doesn't exist. Okay, don't DM me.
Ottawa Glendorf sounds. I'm sure it's a fine program. I don't want to disparage, but it does sound a little bit like. Did you want Cleveland Glenville? I got that at Wish.com. It's Ottawa Glendorf. Yeah, great, same thing. No, it's not.
Like like a rival school in the Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings movies.
Exactly right.
Y'all crazy.
Gryffindor.
Y'all
a scissor? No, I'm Gryffindor. Glendorf. Yeah. Whatever, man. All right. If how do you fix this? To me, it's very simple. You change the people who are making decisions for Ohio State basketball. If Ross Bjork has the courage, folks, we can fix this. And Ross, here's my simple message to you. You came into Ohio State. Oh my God, said Glendorf again. You have Gene Smith on his way out. You're on your way in. It was 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. And neither of you were probably as focused on that hire as you were on making sure that you had enough money with the football program, needing $20 million to go try to win a national championship, which good news they did. Ryan Day, how much money you had to pay his assistants, all that stuff. I understand. But now you've got your feet wet. Now you're here. You've been through a few years. You know the donors. You know everything. You have the opportunity to not just throw money at a problem that's never going to get fixed. I don't care if you have a McDonald's All-American coming in next year. You need to make a change. And you have the perfect opportunity to say, when I was here, when they made that hire, when we made it the first time, I didn't really have the full scope of Ohio State basketball. I do now, and now I'm ready to make my hire. Ross Bjork, please put your stamp on this program and hire a serious coach. That's all. Let's just do that. Hire someone this is not their first job. Jake can go somewhere else, learn how to coach, get it rolling somewhere else. Good for him. But we cannot hire someone just because his brother was good at shooting threes. I'm sorry. We should be a better program than that. And I just would like to see Ohio State treat itself like a serious basketball program going forward. So that's all. Where do we want to go next? Oh, we'll stay with the Buckeyes, but we'll go to football. Some Buckeyes are on the field at the Combine today. We'll talk about them. You'll hear from some of them coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Thursday. Right now, we're not watching any major issues on your central Ohio roadways. Busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side. Also on 161 out near New Albany, but we're crash-free right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Remember the old days when football used to have an off-season? Well, we at the Fan think that really sucked. That's why we bring you Austin and Berm, America's #1 resource for Buckeye football conversation, is voted by Fake Surveys Incorporated. Catch their daily podcast called The Beat and their breaking news podcast, Snap Judgments, as they broadcast live from Roosters on Mondays, and they come right to your house and massage your tender areas. They'll do it all. Austin and Berm on the Fan's YouTube channel and 10 TV Plus. No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. T-Bone would like to take a second to remind everyone that Eddie George is awesome and that Ronnie James Dio was an American treasure. And that pickles are gross. Thank you. Here's T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, man. Since the Jackets are back in action, we have some tickets that will be given away when they play Nashville. Make sure you tune in at 7:45. We'll do that after the Rick Bowness interview.
Oh, yeah. We got Bones coming on at 7:30. Get ready for Jackets time tonight. All the coverage right here on the Fan. Jackets in Boston. Taking on the Bruins.
Looking at the chat, I've seen a couple of things in the chat I want to point out. Mark Angelo says, he says, Bruce Thornton being an all-time leading scorer here when he isn't a top 10 OSU player of this century is a joke. That's harsh.
Harsh or not.
That's harsh.
No, it's not about it being harsh. It's not true. Like he is a top. Yeah. I think he's a top 5 player all time. I put him in my top 5 when we did that list not long ago. Bruce does everything.
Yes.
Now, and last night, yes, he had 8 points or something?
I think he had 10.
Okay, 10.
3 for 8, 10 points,
had
I think.
0 in the first half.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason for that is Iowa jumped him every time he got the ball.
Every time.
With a double team 30 feet from the rim. And made him, and smartly, he's like, well, there's 2 of them on me. So that means we have 4 on 3 on the rest of the floor. I will throw it to one of the other, what should be good players at Ohio State, and trust them to go do something. And they couldn't. For the most part. So, that's your issue, not Bruce. Bruce is not the problem.
Mark also says he's not going to bang on Diebler. All he did was take a job. Gene Smith and Chris Holtman buried this thing.
Chris Holtman obviously was not the greatest, but he did get the team still to multiple tournament berths. But, yes, underperformed in those, and also certainly the last couple of years here was not good. Not trending in the right direction. Didn't leave the program in a good spot. And I guess that's fair to Jake Diebler. I don't blame Jake Diebler for taking the job. Tyvis, if they called you up and said, hey,
where do I sign?
Sure, I want to give it a shot. But the reality is,
that would be the best signature I ever did.
But that's why I said Ross Bjork. There's no bad ill will here about I can't believe. Yes, they never should have hired him, but I understand there were weird circumstances, right? It's easy to make the Dusty May comparisons. Dusty May wanted this job. Apparently, he was a finalist, so he was interviewing for it. Does that mean he didn't want a lot of money too?
Let's pause right there.
He was a finalist for it.
Pause right there. Because I feel like that's the biggest problem with this all. If Dusty May wasn't having success with the Wolverines, would that make this whole thing that bad?
It would for some people. They would probably have less attention on it. For me, I don't care what Michigan does. I care what Ohio State does because that's what I watch all the time. And I don't like seeing this product that I'm seeing from Ohio State. And I don't think this is the place you get training wheels to be the head coach of basketball. You should actually know how to run a program if you take this job. But to your point, yeah, the Dusty May thing doesn't. All I'm saying is I can forgive all that if you don't throw another year away by saying, oh, well, next year we got this kid coming in who's a McDonald's All-American. Great. Anthony Thompson, I hope he's awesome. Is he going to be Bruce Thornton? Because you're losing him. So, you lose Bruce Thornton and gain a freshman who's going to have to learn how to play in the Big Ten.
They need They need paint presence.
Well,
I will forever say.
Do you want to let the guys who picked Bradshaw last year and Tilly this year pick the next big next year? That's the question.
When is the last time we had? Was it Felix? Was Felix the last?
Felix was the last, and again,
and he wasn't
Felix
even
was not great.
Not at all.
But look what he's doing. I mean, he's doing at Tennessee what this team needs, at least defensively.
Yeah, he makes people think about coming into the paint. Iowa last night That's where they lived. Go look at the three-point shooting. It was nearly the same. Rebounding, I didn't see the final numbers.
We shot better from the three. We were 7 for 14. They was 5 of 18.
Right. I'm saying they didn't kill you from three-point land.
No.
They didn't. I don't think the rebounding numbers, I didn't go back and look at the final numbers.
The rebounding numbers, they had 28. We had 23.
Okay. You didn't get destroyed on the boards.
But this was you saying that.
In the paint, they were not afraid. They were not afraid.
It wasn't that bad on the boards this time, is what we take as a moral victory.
No,
they only got out-rebounded by 5 this game.
Yeah, it's whatever. So anyway, this is
it's hard to get them bigs that's like good on both ends of the floor.
I don't even want a big that's good on offense next year.
I want someone who just.
First of all, that's cap.
You know what I want?
Cap.
Tyvis,
don't do that.
Tyvis,
don't even. No. Y'all going too far left now. Y'all don't sit there and say that.
They get the best rebounder and rim defender in the portal. Give me that.
They did do that. You know who it is?
Over a stretch big guy.
It's the dude from Baylor that's not playing.
Okay, we need him on the floor.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that's a prerequisite. He needs to be healthy.
Yes. Get a guy who hasn't blown out his ACL, and that's the only reason he's available to you. Yeah, you're right. Fair point. I would rather have a Dennis Rodman type of player who has no offensive game. No, I'm saying I'd rather have a guy who just pins it off the backboard all the time and grabs 18 rebounds than I would rather a guy who's going to give me 18 and then no defense whatsoever.
It might cost you a little. It might cost you a lot.
I got some NIL money.
But it's going to cost you.
I can clear up about $500,000. Because there's a Mr. Ohio basketball. There's a Mr. Ohio basketball who's been to Indiana, Ohio, and now state number 3, buddy. I don't know. Get on to going. I got $500,000 right there. I'm just saying, we can find the money. The money exists. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to calm down. Here's some stuff you actually care about. Combine today. Arvo Reese will be on the field, right? Isn't it defensive linemen and linebackers? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
Both.
So whichever one he's going to be in the NFL.
3 to 8. Arvell's doing both, he said.
Yeah, so he's gonna go do everything. This is him talking about what makes him such a tenacious player.
I think I'm different from a lot of guys I think it's my mindset and the violence I play with. Yes, sir. I think I'm comfortable with myself and I know myself. And I know who I am and I know I'm a violent player and I'm a dog, 100%.
I mean, I would like that level of confidence if I could ever have it in my life. I've never felt that confident about anything in my life. Good for him. But he's not wrong. He is a fantastic player. And we had James Laurinaitis on a couple days ago, and you asked him a great question, which was, who's going to run the faster 40 time? Arvo Reese or Sonny Styles? And he had a perfect trestle answer, which was essentially, it was essentially,
I was shocked to hear him say that.
Arvel's going to be faster, but Sonny Styles is going to probably put up some numbers that's going to shock everyone.
I was shocked to hear that.
Well, he's had as good a look at these guys as anyone.
I understand that part, but I thought Sonny would be faster than Arvell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the answer on that.
If
but
Arvell drops 4.4 or anything under that, he gonna set the place on fire.
If you're an edge rusher, I don't remember what Myles Garrett did.
Myles ran, I think, a 4.6.
Okay. So, obviously, Myles Garrett.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's been
freak.
guys that's ran 4.3 that's been ridiculous.
I'm asking you, if you were at the combine and they said, all right, here's an edge rusher, outside linebacker type. He put up this number. What is the threshold for you to turn around and go, who was that? Is it 4.6? Is it 4.5?
Anything 4.4 under. For an edge rusher?
Yeah.
Yeah. When Ryan Shazier dropped that 4.3, I was like, woo!
Sure. When you say 4.4 under, though, do you mean 4.4? You mean in the 4.4s?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4.49.
4.49 and under, yes.
So slower than you.
Sure.
Because you were 4.46.
That's right.
Right. So I'm saying, if they're faster than Tyvis.
Then that's, come on now.
So that's.
You Deion Sanders if you faster than me.
What was when you lined up, do you remember what was going through your head when you put your feet on the blocks? And because you don't have blocks.
Well, ain't no blocks.
No, but you put your feet down like that. You put your hands down.
Yeah. So the thing is,
getting ready to run your 40.
I trained at Exos in Pensacola, and, they put you through this scenario so many different times, right? So back when I was doing it, DBs was last. So I went on the last day, and then I was the last of Ohio State players to do it. So I'm watching everybody else go. I think Von didn't run. I think Eli didn't run that day. But like some of the guys that I trained with, I knew like our speeds was pretty similar. So like it was a guy by the name of Chris Moore who played at Cincinnati. Actually, we played against him. He had like 3 touchdowns against us. But when he ran, I think he ran a 4.5. So I was like, okay, I'll probably run something like 4.5. So when I got down in my mind, I'm like, all right, let me just remember my technique, remember everything I'm doing, and I'm going to just, roll. And I remember running it. I remember running. Now, you don't get your time. It's not like a clock out there to tell you what time it is. So you don't know what you ran.
You really, I'm shocked by that.
Yeah, no, you don't know. You don't know. This is how I learned that what I ran. I ran it. And I was jogging back, and I seen Von and Eli was sitting on the bench because they wasn't doing drills. And Von looked at me. He said, "Bro, you know what you just ran?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "You ran a 4.47." I was like, "Really?" It's like, wow, man, I was moving. So then I was thinking to myself, man, I felt like I slipped a little bit. Maybe I could do it faster. And then I ended up running like a 4.5 on the next one, but that's another story.
No, that's awesome. Well, hopefully we see some Buckeyes doing that today. We will have more Combine stuff coming up. However, next, I have some priceless audio to play for you. We will hear that when we get back. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we are watching a crash on I-70 westbound. This is just past that 3370 split. We've got the right shoulder blocked off and crews on scene. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Matty Ice here with the Columbus Men's Clinic. Guys, you've got one life, and it's too short for not nows, maybe laters, and tomorrows. If you're noticing issues with low T or ED, then your relationships, your confidence, and even your career has already been affected. So, guys, no more excuses. Columbus Men's Clinic has a medical provider focused solely on ED and low T the right way. Since 2014, they've been helping men get safe, effective treatment for over a decade. So call them at 614-300-7400 right now or book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com. Did you know there's treatments that can help you maintain what you've got? Yeah, that's right, fellas. Just like going to the gym to maintain muscle, there are ways to keep ED and low T at bay without a pill. So it's time to show up for yourself, for your family, and a lot more by going to the Columbus Men's Clinic. Call them at 614-300-7400 or book them online at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic for every man in every season of life.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, one thing our Pella Columbus team is really serious about is to not be salesy or pushy. We're just here to listen and hopefully make your dream a reality.
Oh, I had a dream last night where I went back in time to a dinosaur's birthday party and had to fight a triceratops for the last cupcake.
I meant more like home makeover type of dreams.
Oh, okay. I just got the dinosaur thing.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths R Us, bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
The Buckeyes are back at the shot for a Big Ten battle with Purdue.
Live fan coverage starts Sunday at 12:30 with the tip at 1:30.
Every game, every season, proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Yeah, I don't think we handled the pressure well enough offensively. Ball stopped moving. We started to over-dribble against our pressure. Ball stuck. We allowed them to keep two on the ball. Did a better job attacking it in the second half, but just dug too deep of a hole there in the first half.
That is Jake Diebler after the Buckeyes 74-57 loss in Iowa City. Just a gross night of basketball. And you can hear it in his voice. He's obviously not really, didn't sound like he was very thrilled with anything that happened last night. I do think part of the issue there was offensively, yeah, you got stagnant in part because not a lot of offense for this team when they don't have a lot of, when they go up against a good defense, they don't have a lot of offensive sets that help you realize, oh yeah, this is the objective for this Ohio State basketball team. It's kind of like, let's see if Junie can hit a logo three, which he did. Let's see if maybe Devin Royal can make a play on his own. Can Bruce get to the cup? Like that's basically what your offense is. And if those guys aren't able to do that because Bruce is getting double teamed 30 feet from the hoop, then you don't have a lot of other plan, in my opinion, when you watch this team play offensively. So, yeah, it's too bad. But that's where we're at with this program right now. A lot of decisions to be made, I feel like, by Ross Bjork. But who knows? They still got Purdue coming up this weekend. Maybe they can save it that way.
I'm shocked to see Tyvis back so soon.
Yeah, Tyvis was over doing 10 TV.
They were showing his combine highlights, and I figured he would be over there for a few more hours.
Did you see that? Hey, did you see them knees? I was picking them knees up and putting them down.
I'm also very proud that you wore your D-Generation X hoodie on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I did. I thought about
you should ask them, do any of them over there know what that is?
I mean, it's an iconic thing.
No crotch chops, though, on TV.
No, I couldn't do that.
You can't do that on TV. I'm just saying, like,
I think I get canceled.
Tracy Townsend is obviously like, she's a smart, intelligent newscaster. She has been doing this for a while. She is brilliant.
This was a movement.
Is she someone who has seen D-Generation X?
This was a movement. This in the late 90s, early 2000s was like the thing. Everybody know who DX is.
If you said to her, the Road Dogg Jesse James, is she going to go, the badass Billy Gunn? No. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm willing to put little coin on it that she knows what DX is.
I'm just saying, is she going to, if you say the New Age Outlaws, is she going to know what that is?
Probably not, that part.
Right. Okay.
Somebody over there know what this is.
I know there's people over there. Like Franz probably knows. He's from Buffalo. He's like our age, roughly. I think he's a guy who would like have watched wrestling in his life. He's a big Bills fan. For whatever reason, I associate Bills fans with going through tables now. So I presume they like wrestling. That's just where I'm at. But like,
they like the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, right. That's
Devon, get the tables. That was it right there.
Yeah. What was the
3D?
3D, yes.
Yeah.
You should have just looked Tracy dead in her soul and said, "Are you ready?"
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X proudly presents to you the two-time tag team champions of the world. Like, I want that. I want you to do that next time you're on TV, which is tomorrow, not today. But anyway, yeah, shout out to 10 TV. They have this goober on every day. 542 and 642. You can see him over there. This DX hoodie. That's great. All right. So speaking of, this is a sensitive topic. This is something that I want to be very clear that I am not at all making light of this injury at all. This sounds very awful. What I am going to say is that this guy's manager didn't do him any favors. So Padres starting pitcher Matt Waldron has not been with the team the last few days. Reporters said, hey, update us on some injuries and some guys who aren't yet with the team. What's going on? Well, the Padres manager, who I didn't know his name was Craig Stammen, but now I do.
Okay.
Shout out to Craig Stammen, who you are about to hear from. He was asked about Padres starting pitcher Matt Waldron and said, hey, what's going on with him? Why has he been away from the team? And here is the answer that Craig Stammen gave.
Matt Waldron, maybe noticed he hasn't been here the last couple of days, had an infection in his rear end and had to have surgery to drain it and make it better. So he's been in the hospital the last couple of days. Hopefully discharged here pretty soon, but all good. But he'll be out kind of week to week, depending on how that incision heals and how he's feeling moving around.
Okay.
I would have said,
listen,
don't say that.
An infection in his rear end. You couldn't find a better way to say that. Now, the team then, of course, had to clarify, what is he talking about? What does that mean? He has an infection. That doesn't sound good at all on any way. No matter how you slice it.
This sounds as bad as when Dwight Howard had an injury like this.
I don't know anything about Dwight Howard's injuries. You'll have to fill me in later.
Yeah, it was bad.
Okay.
He had some allegations come out at the same time. I don't know about any of
that. Here's what I know. This San Diego manager, it had to then be clarified that their 29-year-old knuckleballer, Matt Waldron, the reason he's away from the team is because he actually has an issue with hemorrhoids, which are a real medical condition, and that's a thing that people deal with, and I don't envy anyone who's going through that or has to deal with that. Sometimes they're so bad, you have to have surgery on them.
You got to get some preparation H.
Well, it apparently
I know about that life.
It apparently went beyond even that, okay? So then I'm, of course, thinking, like, as bad as I feel for this guy, if you just come out, couldn't you as a manager just come out and be like, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, he's dealing with an issue. He had to have surgery. It's nothing like related to playing. He had an infection and they had to remove it. I really don't want to get into more specifics than that.
You can't say it like that because now it's STI.
No. What?
You got an infection.
No, you can have an infection in your hand. You can have you can have some kind of infection where a wound gets infected and they have to do a little surgery on it. That could be the case. Now, if they said where was the infection, you could say, we'll just put it was a lower extremity. We'll lower back. We'll put it that way. You can say lower back.
Yeah, you better say lower back. Lower extremity. I'm telling you what they're going to say.
I'm just saying there has to be a better way than saying he has an infection in his rear end.
They're hanging with the Ottawa hockey players.
Well, that was alleged.
Gryffindor or wherever.
It was allegedly they were there. Now the allegedly not real allegations. The alleged allegations were that the Ottawa Senators, there were a bunch of guys who were cheating on their wives, and one of the players' wives found out about it, and she ratted out everybody. And that was why the team was...
You know what? You're right. That was allegations.
Allegations.
Bill Gates. He was hanging out with Bill Gates.
Did he cop to some stuff, right? Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, he did.
He said,
Russian Mistress.
Wow. By the way, great band name. Russian Mistress. I'm going to see them tomorrow at Ace of Cups if they're playing. Let's go see. I picture them being like two guitarists, both just shredding. Just metal. They're like gothic. Yeah, Russian Mistress. Go see them. They're going to be awesome.
Yeah, so. I don't want to be in Bill Gates' boat that he's like, well, I would want his money. But to be in the situation where you have to be like, I didn't do this thing. I just have a Russian side piece. I swear that's it.
Yeah.
All the other stuff, not true, though.
Yeah, when the alternative is like, I may have compromised national security because I can't keep it in my pants. However, I wasn't on the planes. Or if I was, it wasn't for that. Like, I don't know this Epstein guy the way you think I do. That's how bad you know it is when he's got off for that. That's bad. All right. What are we doing next? Oh, yeah. The list is coming up. This one won't be hard to figure out at all. Top 5 Ohio State teams in football to never win it all. We'll give you our list coming up next, and it's going to be a doozy. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we are watching a crash on I-70 westbound. This is just past that 3370 split. We've got the right shoulder blocked off and crews on scene. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Colin Man here for my friends at Germain. Germain is having a huge President's Day sales event all month long at all of their Columbus locations. This month and this month only, all qualified pre-owned vehicles come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on top of the $1,000 price promise. No one's going to sell you a car for less. With nearly 4,000 vehicles and 30 brands, there's only one website you need when shopping for your next car. It's GoGermain.com. That's GoGermain.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Welcome back to That Lux Life. It's your boy, Will Winmore. Today's guest, the Millionaire Ball from the new Ohio Lottery Daily Draw game, Millionaire for Life. Hey-o! So if a player matches 5 numbers and the Millionaire Ball number, they win $1 million a year for life. Hey-o! Or $100,000 a year for life if they match just 5. Hey-o! Millionaire for Life is the game. Millionaire Ball is his name. Play Ohio's newest daily draw game for your chance to win for life. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
It's 2026, the year you achieve your health goals. The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
It's Skyway time at Skyline Chili. Come get your Skyline 3, 4, or 5-way with 50% extra cheese at no extra charge. Regular and large ways only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time.
College is great. You know what else is great? Pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. John Mobley Jr. and Devin Royal returned for Ohio State last night. They were looking for a win against Iowa to increase their tournament chances, but fell 74-57 in Iowa City. Next up for the Bucks is a home game against Purdue Sunday at 1:30. The women's hoops team lost a heartbreaker at home to the team up north 86-84 in overtime. The Lady Buckeyes will look to get back in the win column on the road Sunday in East Lansing. The Cleveland Cavaliers were without Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and Evan Mobley last night. They lost 118-116 in Milwaukee. And finally, the CBJ are back in action tonight. For the first time since the Olympic break, they'll face the Bruins on the road at 7 o'clock. This update is sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats has a good deal waiting for you at Old Bag of Nails. Get a buy one, get one free deal on burgers on the app. Terms apply. See app for details. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Two men who both know the value of a good hat.
Your ball.
This is Bone and Tyvis.
All right, I'm going to get some Uber Eats. Dylan, 30 seconds before Dylan did that Sports Center update, Tyvis hits him on the intercom, the talk back, and says, "What do you want for breakfast?" And Dylan just, without hesitation, goes, "Wendy's." So,
Shout out to Rusty in the chat that said, when we were talking about Ohio State basketball earlier, he said that some breakfast baconators would make us feel better.
Oh, you know what?
It's been on my mind ever since he said that.
I haven't thought about Wendy's.
Would you eat a breakfast baconator, Tyvis?
Yeah.
All right. Guess what? 3 of those happening right now. That's what's gonna. I'm not gonna order. I gotta put directions in to make sure everybody knows. Leave it with the security guard, all that stuff. But yeah, all right, we're gonna get the food ordered in a second, and then that'll be good for us. Maybe you're getting breakfast too. Good luck. Enjoy whatever you're getting. We got to hit the list though.
The best, the worst, and sometimes even the dumbest. It's all here on the list.
Sponsored by Baths R Us. Go to bathsrus.com to schedule your free estimate. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
All right. We're going to do the list. Top 5 OSU football teams to not win it all. And I'm going to start you off with my number 5 team. Number 5 for me is the 1996 Ohio State football Buckeyes. Okay. This team, I think, gets overshadowed somewhat by the 98 team, which, spoiler alert, they will be on my list. But that 1996 Ohio State football team, the only loss they had on their resume was a loss to Michigan. That was the loss to Michigan. They lost 14-9. Okay. That team went on to win the Rose Bowl. That team, by the way, had the Joe Germain, Stan Jackson flip-flop platoon quarterback situation that I wish they would have figured out earlier as opposed to doing that the entire way. But if they just pick one of those guys, let me just give you some of the names of the NFL guys that were on this team defensively. Orlando Pace, by the way, still on that team. People forget. He was a part of that team.
The defense. What year was he?
This would have been his senior year, I'm pretty sure. Not junior year. He left after 3 years. But that defensive line was Luke Fickell, Matt Finkus, Winfield Garnett, and Mike Vrabel. All pretty good players here at Ohio State. Big Cat Andy Katzenmoyer was still playing linebacker. Jerry Radzinski was playing linebacker on that team. They had guys like Damon Moore, Sean Springs, Rob Kelly, Ty Howard. Like that defense was beastly. They were very good. It wasn't defense that lost them. It was the platooning of quarterbacks. I will never believe that team couldn't have done more if they had just figured out who the quarterback was. They're my number 5.
My honorable mention is 2007. They got to the championship game and lost to LSU that year, but they got some Vernon Golston, who he went first round to the Jets. Cam Hayward, Larry Grant, James Laurinaitis, Thaddeus Gibson, Jermell Hines, Kurt Coleman, Malcolm Jenkins, Donald Washington, Chimity Chekwa.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Hartline, Brian Rubisky. That's my honorable mention. But number 5 for me is this past year's Buckeye team. I think that I know the expectations of the team was different at the beginning of the season, but they were playing some really, really good football, had a really historically good defense, and that offense, you had a bunch of weapons over there, and I just think that they fell short. Ultimately, when you look at it, they lost to the championship team that some people say had a dominant season, just magical season. They lost to that team by playing the worst offense they played all year by 3 points.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I do think that this team this year for sure will be one that we will look back on very fondly. But yeah, Dylan, you're number 5.
Well, first I want to do an honorable mention as well. My honorable mention is the 2019 team. 2 stupid calls away from playing in the national championship game. And if you ask Austin Ward, that Buckeyes team would have dog-walked LSU and Joe Burrow, no problem.
Austin is very adamant about that. Yes. I'm surprised you only have them as an honorable mention.
Me
That's
too.
interesting.
That's shocking.
Okay, so my number 5 is another team that made the national championship but didn't win it, and that is the 06 team with Troy Smith that lost to Florida by a bajillion points, and I feel like that's why they're kind of forgotten because of how bad that national championship game was.
Yeah, I think that is. I don't think that 2006 team should be forgotten at all, quite honestly. Spoiler alert. I may feel a little different about them than other people. But
same.
My number 4 is the 2025 Buckeyes, this year's team. I mean, you see what they're going to have on defense going to the draft. Offensively, you have 2 wide receivers who are going to be number 1 guys. The only real hole I saw on this team, honestly, was the running game and like one side of the offensive line. But this is one of the greatest defenses I've ever seen in Ohio State history. You had a quarterback who, while he was young, was a Heisman finalist. So, yeah, I think we're going to look back on this 2025 team very fondly. Like I said, I have them at number 4. Greatest Ohio State football teams to not win at all.
Number 4 for me is the 2019 team. I thought for sure everything that Dylan said was right. Watching them that year was special. They were mad. Chase Young, Jeff Okuda, that defense with Jeff Hafley that one year was magical as well. On the offense side of the ball, Justin Fields and all of those guys, it was, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. It would have been a really, really good national championship game. Obviously, to see them versus Joe Burrow at LSU would have been a tall order, but I definitely think there could have been a potential way that they could have found a way to win that game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Dylan, you're number 4.
My number 4 is the 98 team. They were number 1 going into the year. It's a year that Coop beat Michigan, but they lost to Michigan State in a game that if they play that 10 times, Ohio State probably wins it 9 times.
Stop saying that.
Joe Germain was... I was only 6 at the time, but we I feel like our opinion of Ohio State quarterbacks has changed. In that time, Joe Germain, that dude.
Oh, Joe Germain.
Now you go and look at the numbers and you're like, but in that time, he was probably considered best quarterback in Ohio State history.
He was in the discussion for sure. And I'll tell you what, spoiler, I have them number 3. That 98 team. Joe Germain, like you said, I want to say had over 3,000 yards, which back then was like a 4,000-yard season in college football back then. 25 touchdowns, I want to say. But they had Michael Wiley, who does let me T-bone here for Michael Wiley appreciation. Go look up his highlights. If you don't remember this dude, he was electrifying. And he wasn't the best player on this team necessarily, but like they had him. The wide receiving core was amazing. David Boston was still there. Defensively, they were Studley all over the place. They had a ton of dudes. Antoine Winfield, Ahmed Plummer, like just dudes everywhere, man, on that team. So, yeah, for me, that 98 team, they're number 3 on my list. Tyvis.
Oh, sorry. I was looking up the roster.
You were selling
No,
him.
90.
You were selling him so good. He was looking it up.
Joe Montgomery. Go look up Joe Montgomery while we're at it.
Because the 98 team is on my list, but I got them higher up than y'all do.
Okay.
Number 3 on my list is the 2006 team. I mean, obviously they got to the championship game. They lost to Florida. You talked to Ted about that he was going to do some special things. They had a lot of stuff going on for Ted in that game. Obviously, he broke his leg.
Ted Ginn Jr., just in case people aren't paying attention.
I thought you were talking about Panama Ted.
Ted Ginn Jr., yes. Ted said there was a lot of stuff that he had going on in that game he was going to be a big part of that game, and obviously when he broke his leg, that messed up everything, and that is what it is. But that team was very special, and they should have beaten Urban Meyer in Florida.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Your number 3, Dylan?
My number 3 is one of Tyvis's teams, and probably not the one you think. The 2012 team.
Ooh.
Undefeated.
Yeah, we got robbed.
If they would have just taken a bowl ban in the Gator Bowl the year before, maybe we are saying 2012 college football national champions with that team, but unfortunately a postseason ban robbed us of a matchup with Manti Te'o and his fake girlfriend in Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I agree with that. I forgot. God, it's been so long since all that Manti Te'o stuff. Mike and I had so much fun with that when that happened. I think it gave us a month of content just off of that. Number 2 for me, I've got the 2019 team. Chase Young won just about every defensive award you could win and was a Heisman finalist that year. But they had Malik Harrison at linebacker, Jeff Okudah, Damon Arnett, number 1 defense in the country, Justin Fields throwing to Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, and vastly underrated wide receiver KJ Hill.
Yes.
Don't forget, broke the career receptions record that year for Ohio State. So, yeah, he was awesome that year. And some guy named J.K. Dobbins had a 2,000-yard season. That's all. That team, that 2019 team, I am convinced, along with Austin Ward, they don't get the flags in that Clemson game. It's a totally different story for that team.
A fumble and a target in.
Insane.
Changed everything.
You had 2 bad calls in that game.
Number 2 for me, the 2015 team. Those bums had all that talent and got to a game where they played Michigan State against a backup quarterback and couldn't win the game. Those bums. Choke job. Choke artists.
Yeah, I agree with you. I almost didn't put them on my list. Almost thought maybe we shouldn't even do that.
Lost to a quarterback whose name that I don't even know. And then they don't get a ball to Zeke in the second half. It was a lot of weird stuff that went on in that game. But that team that year was loaded, had an NFL talent, dang near at every position. It's a shame that they didn't get the job done. I blame, you know who it really is? I blame that 23, that safety for him. He's a bum.
He was a bum.
Dude's a bum.
Dylan, who is your number 2?
This might be recency bias, but I put the 2025 team here. I feel like when we look back in the future, we're going to see all this talent that's in the NFL and be like, oh, all those guys were on the same team. When you add all the guys that are in the draft this year to Julian Sain and Jeremiah Smith next year, we're going to be like, man, that team was super talented. Yeah. Probably should have won it all.
I agree with you. They are definitely going to be up there. My number 1 is the 2015 team. I actually put them on there. I left the 2016 completely off because it so bummed me out that they didn't make it there. But 2015 team, I think it's the same thing as what happened in 96. If you figured out who was your quarterback earlier in the season and just said, that's the guy, let's go with it instead of platooning, probably changes the way that season goes, in my opinion. And if perhaps they gave Zeke the ball in the Big Ten championship game. There's that too. But Tyvis, your number 1?
Number 1 is 98 for me. Michigan State, Plexico Birds, slip and fall, all of that. That to me is that team was loaded. You go back and look at that roster, you was right. I'm like, man, oh man,
they were loaded.
They should.
You know who the coach was for Michigan State that game?
Oh,
some guy named Nick Saban. That's who you lost to. People say it was Nick Saban's team.
Tricky Nick.
Oh, dude, we got him back then. Dylan, you're number 1.
My number 1 bonus is also the 2015 team. And Tyvis, the name of the quarterback, Tyler O'Connor. That's the guy that beat you.
What do you complete, like 4 passes that game?
I think 8.
All right. You can get us your list at Bone and Tyvis 971. What did we miss? What did we get right? What did we get wrong? We can have that discussion next. Also, new Browns head coach Todd Monken, he talked to the media at NFL Combine Day, one of the info. What? That too. Talk to the media at the Combine. You'll hear what he said next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Thursday. Still watching an issue on the ramp from Alum Creek Drive to 270 westbound. Watch for crews clearing that out on the southeast side. Everything else looking right up to speed. No other major issues here on your Thursday. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
This radio station is more than 100 years old. And during that time, absolutely no one has hosted more shows than the Common Man. I don't know why we're bragging about that, but I just read the copy, okay? And then there's Timmy. What can I say about good old Timmy? Well, he's a heck of a guy. All right, let's cut the bull. Common Man and Timmy host a show that'll make you laugh at immature things, overreact to whatever's going on in the world of sports, and probably embarrass themselves in the process. And we love them for it. Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
When it comes to trucks, dependability matters. At Germain Toyota, we know what it takes to earn your trust. Quality vehicles, straightforward pricing, and a team that puts you first. From the job site to the weekend, drive a truck built to go the distance. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Winning isn't everything, but at Tim Hortons, every day's a chance to win when you play Roll Up to Win. Maybe it's a free coffee or donut, or a year's supply of fuel from Shell. That goes a long way. Maybe it's a Kobo e-reader, or up to $1,000 in Uber Eats gift cards, or even a VIP getaway to see Cirque du Soleil. Okay, not something you win every day. Roll Up to Win, only at Tim Hortons. No purchase necessary, 18 plus, ends March 22nd, 2026. Tim Hortons app required for digital game. Use the app to reveal digital rules. Game cups while supplies last. Offer a chance to win food and beverage prizes only. See official rules at rolluptowin.com.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Hey, folks, winter is here. The number one cost for everyone each month are those pesky heating bills that never stop increasing. It is time to take action and do something about it. Call USA Insulation today and get your home insulated with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. That's right, $99 a month. You can have a warm, cozy home that you and your family deserves. 529-2440, 529-2440, or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Remember what sunshine feels like? Windows open, birds chirping, everything looking fresh and new. Spring is closer than you think, and so are those home projects on your to-do list. Maybe winter left its mark. A small leak that's getting bigger, shingles that didn't survive the snowstorms, or siding that's clearly seen better days. Whatever your home is facing, our team of professionals at Newman Roofing are here to help. For more than 34 years, Newman Roofing has been helping homeowners protect what matters most. From your first phone call, you'll notice the difference. Passionate and committed people who care about doing the job right. And with over 1,000 five-star Google reviews, you don't have to take our word for it. If your roof, siding, or gutters need attention, call the family company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof this spring, get a Newman roof.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
This is National Public Schools Week, and Ohio's educators are proud to serve the 1.6 million public school students in our state. We know the power of public schools firsthand. We believe in the promise of providing high-quality education to everyone. To our public school educators, students, and families, thank you.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We could have a few light snow showers out there this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy with wake-up temperatures just below freezing. And then as we get into the afternoon, we'll see more clearing, plenty of sun, and highs in the mid-40s. For tonight, mostly clear overnight with our lows into the upper 20s, and then warm and windy as we close out the work week. Highs getting in the mid to upper 50s across the Buckeye State. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan. One of these men was prom king. The other is Tyvis. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Hey, look, if you've got a garage door that looks like not great, maybe you even tried to fix it with epoxy or doing your own thing. Maybe you had another company come in and it still doesn't look right. You still get those tire marks. It's hard to clean and the paint's chipping. Well, good news. I've got a solution for you. Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings. You can call them today at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to get a hold of Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings. They can install a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor in just a day. It's like pulling into a brand new showroom with your car. Like if you went to an auto dealer and you saw how crystal clean everything is there, that's what your garage floor can look like with Comer and Cross. Guarantee that it will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint does. And they make it easy. They do it in one day. They'll even move the stuff out of your garage to get the job done. So check them out today. It's easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR or go to COMERcross.com. COMERcross.com. That's Comer and Cross Garage Floor Coatings.
Rick Bowness coming up at 7:30, and then at 7:45, we have tickets to the Jackets Tuesday night against Nashville to give away. So make sure you tune in for those.
Did you see in the YouTube chat, before I play you some Todd Monken audio, the new Browns head coach, did you see that this was B. George? We were given our list, top 5 Buckeye football teams to never win it all.
Mm-hmm.
And we did our list. You can go hear the podcast, wherever you get podcasts. We got it there for you. Brought to you by Capital Florida Columbus. But B. George said his list was number 1, 2019, number 2, 96, number 3, 98, number 4, 2015, your guys, number 5, 2025 team. But here is a little bit of a, it's not Hot Take Tuesday, but he still has one. He says the 2019 team was better than 2014 and 2024 teams.
Cap.
I mean, those two teams actually won the national championship.
That's cap.
But he said he thinks that 2019 team was better than them.
Him and Austin Ward.
No. Better than the 24. Does Austin Ward say it's better than the 2014 team and the 2024 team?
We would have to ask him about that, but he is very high on that team.
I know I know. And I'm just, that's the point that I'm sticking on is that, like, I get it. They had a lot of talent, but the teams that, Tyvis, would you say your 2014 team or your 2015 team was better? You have to take the
15,
one that actually,
yeah.
No, the one that won the national championship.
No, 15 roster-wise is better.
Did you just ask him his opinion and then tell him he was wrong?
Yes.
On teams he was on?
You would seriously take the team that didn't win the national championship over the one that actually did? Like, doesn't that mean something that you won it?
Roster-wise, if you're going off a roster, yeah.
I'm not going off. I'm saying, like, these teams, sure, we're looking at rosters, we're looking at all those guys, but, like, I'm saying the teams that get the job done, there's some extra special sauce that's beyond just the names on the roster. That's at least my opinion on it. But, hey, you played on those teams?
Talent-wise, okay. I think 2015 was better. I think 2015 was better.
Yeah, you're right, Dylan. I feel like he's wrong about his opinion, and I don't know how to square that.
You were so sure he was going to back you up, and then when he
I thought he was. And now, Tyvis, I'm sorry, you gave the wrong answer. Banished from the show. Sorry. Here's Todd Monken on the starting quarterback job for his Cleveland Browns. Here's what he thinks will happen there.
I think it's an open competition. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be an open competition. And I don't mean that saying it harshly, but I don't think there's enough on film over the last couple of years, one way or the other, to say, boy, we have a starter quarterback yet, whether internally or externally.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. I agree with that.
No one has done anything on this roster.
You know, I like Rick.
Like on the offensive side of the football.
I like Todd, tell it like it is. Kevin would have gave you a whole runaround with no answer.
Yeah, he said it was an open competition. I mean,
we need to play better.
Although I will say, if I could get like Kevin Stefanski's vocal tone with what Todd Monken's actually saying, that's going to be a rough listen. Todd Monken. I'm just saying these press conferences are going to be rough. He can't help that.
You know, he actually sounds a little like Tom Allen.
Oh yeah, that's a good comparison.
When I used to listen to Tom Allen talk, I'd be like, man, I could barely.
Yeah, I know. It's a little. It's all right.
Kind of raspy.
I'm sure we'll get used to it over the years. Here's a little bit more Todd Monken. This is him talking about Shedeur Sanders.
I think what you see is elite playmaking ability. That's in him. You've seen it. We've seen it. You saw it in college. You saw it on tape last year. Sure, there's a ways to go, but what rookie isn't? I mean, what first-year player doesn't have a long way to go? So I'm excited to get started with him and all of our quarterbacks and all of our players.
Here is Todd Monken talking about Deshaun Watson possibly in his future with the Browns.
I think any time that you have a player that at one time has exhibited the skill set at an elite level, I think you're always going to give them the benefit of the doubt that somehow we might be able to get that out of them again. And I think that's how you should look at every player. I've said that. You guys have heard me say it. I'm going to let it play out. I think it'd be completely unfair, just like it would be in any classroom setting, be it a history exam, and all the students walk in, and before they're actually given the exam, you give them a grade. Well, how would you give them a grade? Based on male, female, race, how they look, how they're dressed? I think that's unfair. Now, you're going to have some preconceived notions, obviously, because we have prior evidence, but I don't decide who plays. The players decide who plays. I've never decided who plays.
I mean, you do. I mean, you can say that, but then ultimately you're like, yes, based on how they're playing, I decided that this guy's going to start. Like, they don't just walk up and be like, Coach, we all figured it out. This guy's our starter. This guy's a backup. I know what he means, but it's just a little coach speak there.
That first half of what he said, I thought that was going to set you off, Bone. I mean, that's why I think Deshaun has a really good shot of being the starter this year, because it's like, once upon a time, this dude led the league in passing.
Yeah,
could he do it again? Let's find out.
That's great. Go get Russell Wilson then. I mean, once upon a time, that guy was awesome. Want to bring him in. He's available. I'm sure you can get him for not much money.
Deshaun's going to jog out as a starter at some point.
I'm sure that will happen.
Do you know that there is, out of the 3 quarterbacks on the Browns rosters, 2 of the 3, if you start them, will get booed?
Yeah. And depending on, I mean, there are people that will boo Shedeur Sanders, which is probably. No. I'm not saying everyone will, but some people will.
It won't overwhelm the cheers.
No, it won't. You're right. But like, if Dylan Gabriel trots out there as your starter, that will be a tough sell. If Deshaun Watson trots out there as your opening day start, like your first game of the year starter.
Both of them got booed the last time they got announced as starters.
Can we switch gears very quickly and talk about the Bengals instead of the Browns?
Please do.
I have become invested because I saw that the Bengals talked to Sonny Styles, which, of course, they should. They should talk to anyone who's going to be around.
Sonny Styles at 10?
Yeah, that's who they're, obviously looking at. They have the 10th pick. They need defensive help. He will be a great, I think, defensive player in the NFL. They talked to him. I'm sure they've talked to, as many players as they can. One would guess they would even talk to a Caleb Downs, even though he may not be there by the time they get there, whatever.
Hashtag keep Sonny in Ohio.
Well, here's what I've become invested as a non-Bengals fan. I am somewhat invested in the idea that the Bengals must get a Buckeye from this defense to play on that defense. Whichever one falls to you, if you want to trade up and get one of them, I don't care. But of the 3 guys that are there.
You'd be loaded with Buckeye defenders. Vaughn, Sam.
Yeah. I don't know that what I mean is there are probably there are great players not on the Buckeye defenses as well, but like, don't overthink it. That is one of the things I feel like the Bengals have done so much on defense lately is they overthink it, or they try to sell you on a player that really isn't rated that well, or they think they've got a guy. They have swung and missed so many times on defensive players. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS.
Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, right. And how'd that work out last year?
Exactly how I said it was going to work out.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about people doing stuff at the combine. He ran a 4.5, and everybody was like, man, this guy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's
at the end of the day,
if that's
tell
what it
me
takes.
How many sacks he had.
Yeah. It's not about sacks. It's about pressures.
No. Like that. Don't overthink this. Like,
you want a guy
at the end of the day, go look at the sack numbers. If he ain't got a lot of them, it's not like magically he's going to get to the league and become this big sack master.
I mean, I'll even take, if I'm a Bengals fan, if they reach, now I don't think they need to take him at 10 clearly, but if you traded back and got Cade McDonald, like I don't care which Buckeye defensive player it is. Don't overthink it.
And then he going to hold out his contract.
Well, who? Shamar. I was going to say, I thought you were saying that about Kate McDonald. I was like, why would you put that on him?
Like he like Von Miller or something out there. Like,
again,
what you talking about?
That was insane. So don't overthink it this year. And I don't know why. Like, I'm not a Bengals fan, but I am very invested in that storyline of just don't overthink it and get a Buckeye off of this tremendous defense. Make your life easy if you're a Bengals front office person. Make it happen. The Bengals fans will all love you for that, I would think. All right, we'll come back 2 minutes. We will talk with Jackets head man Rick Bowness. Bones, they are in Boston, getting ready to take on the Bruins tonight, getting back into action after a long layoff. We will get his thoughts on the matchup coming up in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. 2 crashes. We're watching the first for our friends up in Powell on 315 southbound. We've got some lane closures just as you're passing 750 over there. Again, heading southbound on 315. And then on the southeast side, still watching a crash on the ramp from Alum Creek Drive to 270 westbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. T-Bone and Tyvis present Talking Jackets. Talking Jackets.
There's a score! A turnover by the Islanders and Adam Fantilli. One more time. Puts it in the net.
Your look inside the world of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Every Thursday, 7:30, we talk to our guy. He is the head coach of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They are back on the ice tonight in Boston. Rick Bowness joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Bones, thanks for taking the time. The layoff has been so long. It was a week ago that we talked to you about the layoff, and we still haven't played hockey yet. So how good does it feel to actually wake up and know tonight real hockey being played with your guys on the ice?
Listen, as coaches, it's time to play a game, but probably more important than for the players. They're probably tired of practicing, right? We've had 6 practices over the last 12 days or 10 days, and it's time to play a game. It was fun again last night. You could turn the TV on and watch TNT. You got hockey games on. So, it's time. It's hockey season, and it's the most important time of the season, and it's time to get back on the ice, drop the puck, and play a real game.
Coach, the last time we seen the Jackets, both of your goalies pitch shutouts. Who's in net tonight, and can we expect another shutout?
Well, we can only hope that the team keeps playing the way we have been, then that increases those odds. We will have Elvis in the net tonight, and he's just coming off a really strong performance in the Olympics. The team in front of him wasn't very good, but I really liked the way he played. So, listen, our strength is who we are. Is we create offense from playing really good, strong team defense, and that's got to continue tonight. These guys have some high-powered offensive players, as you know, with Geeky and Pasternak and a couple of guys in the blue end. They like to join the rush, so they can score goals. We're going to have to be very strong defensively and, again, create that offense from good team defense.
I know the objective for every head coach is to have your team locked in and focused. These guys are professional hockey players. It shouldn't be an issue, but everybody's human. is in some ways the fact that you're now chasing the guys, like the next two teams you're playing are both just right there in the standings. You know the stakes. Does that help with focus? Even though I know everyone's itching to get back on the ice, got to stay locked in on not just, oh, we're warming up, we're getting back into it. You got to be ready to go right off the bat here. Does that help this team with focus tonight?
I think it helps every team. It should help us, especially because we're being chased by teams now, and we're still chasing these two teams that are directly ahead of us, as you mentioned, Boston and the Islanders. The one thing that I watched last night, I watched a couple of games. Both games, the first periods were very, very sloppy. And that's not that the guys aren't focused. It's just that the timing is different, right? The pace of the game is different than your practices. And the passes were all over the ice. They're bouncing everywhere. The second and third periods got a lot smoother. So our objective tonight, I know the guys are dialed in. They're focused. They're anxious to play. This is playoff hockey for us right now. There's just no cutting corners on that. We have to catch these two teams in front of us, and we've got to win games to do that, especially when we go head-to-head. We've got to get through that first period and see if we can find some rhythm to our game.
Now, I know Zach is obviously coming off the Olympic break. Is he going to be was the same Zach, or are you putting him on a minute restriction because he's played hockey? How are you handling that?
Well, we bumped into Zach. He was here at the hotel last night when we checked in. He was greeting all the guys. I gave him a big hug, told him how proud we all are of him, and he just looked at me and said, "Bones, I'm ready to go tomorrow night." So that tells you right there. He's dialed in, and I expect him to play his regular 23, 24 minutes at least, and more if we need it. This is a tremendous athlete, tremendous competitor, and a great teammate. For him to be down in the lobby last night welcoming all the guys were so excited to see him, and I know they were all going out for dinner last night. That's why I said, look, we'll talk in the morning when we get to the rink. But he looked me right in the eye and said, "Bones, I'm ready to go tomorrow night." So that's all I need to hear.
Well, I mean, that's what you expect from someone who's as talented as him, but also a leader on this team too, right? And I mean, what does that speak to, for everyone else on the roster who wasn't, gutting it out and playing their guts out for as much as they could in the Olympics like he was? What does that say when he shows up and is like, "I'll do whatever you need"? Like that probably speaks to team chemistry too, right? Who can look him in the eye and say, "Yeah, I don't know if I can do it tonight"?
Well, exactly right. So if he's telling me that, he's sending that same message to his teammates, first of all, by being in the lobby, waiting for them and welcoming them all. And, last night they'll be talking about that. So he's the leader of this hockey club. We've got some great leadership here. He's a big part of it. And, when he's dialed in like he is right now, I expect to have this very strong performance with him tonight, which, as we should mention, should rub off on all the guys. But I know, we're all anxious to play. We're all anxious to drop the puck. Having Z out there in that lineup certainly helps us a lot.
We're talking Rick Bowness, head coach of the Blue Jackets, on the Brang Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline. Bones, what problems does the Bruins present for the Blue Jackets tonight?
Well, you watch them play in that neutral zone when they can't pressure you. They just back up and they line up like it's like a 1-4. There's 5 guys back in that neutral zone, and there's different things you can try to do to get through that. A lot of it depends on timing. A lot of it depends on the skill level of the guy carrying the puck. But that'll be the biggest challenge, is getting through that neutral zone for us. Now, we mentioned Pasternak and Geeky, Lindstrom. These guys can score goals, and their defense is very active. So that side of the puck, they're dangerous. Without the puck, when they cannot pressure, you watch them back up in the neutral zone. There's 5 guys, and that's going to give us the most trouble tonight.
We are looking forward to seeing the Jackets back on the ice. We'll have all the action right here on The Fan. Bones, we appreciate it. Best of luck, and thanks for the time this morning, okay?
All right, thanks. Always a pleasure with you guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. There you go. Rick Bowness joining us, as he always does on Thursdays. Yeah, great info there if you missed him saying it. Elvis going in net tonight. Mm-hmm. Zach expected, as far as he's concerned, he said unless, something changes, he's hoping to have him back playing his regular minutes.
I was shocked. I thought but you know what, though?
Great.
It's Zach. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm shocked. That's just how he is.
Oh, dude.
But I thought maybe a little bit. Look, dial it back a little bit.
Look, these guys he's played a ton of games here with, the Olympic situation, obviously playing there in different minutes than he gets with the Jackets, but still he was playing when a lot of guys weren't. they played longer than anybody else other than Canada in the tournament, right? So all those players that were on those teams had to do more preparation than some of the others who got back earlier, got back to their routines. On top of that, when you win, there's the media obligations. There's the press obligations. There's
went to the White House.
President of the United States called you and said, come to the State of the Union in the White House. Like, there's a lot going on. And they celebrated down in Miami. Like, it was quite a week for him.
Yeah.
For him to come back into the hotel lobby last night, apparently, and just say, ready to go. What do you need?
Built different.
Dude.
Is what that is called. That's what the kids say. Built different.
Yeah. And good news, if you want to go on Fanatics and buy his USA jersey, it'll take you 9 months to get it. They won't have his name on. It's just, how are we screwing that up, right? How in the world have they messed up the fact that they have Team USA being awesome and people want to go buy their jerseys and they can't find them? They're sold out. The answer, because Fanatics gambled and thought Canada was going to win. Well, you know what? That's what you get for betting against the US of A.
And, he talked about how he watched hockey last night and it was sloppy in the first period. Well, that's to be expected. I think in these next couple of games, that's the most important thing. Whatever team finds their groove back faster probably goes on to win a lot of these next couple of games until everybody gets back into the full swing.
Well, there's no, like he said, there's no waiting around on it, though. Right? You got to go from the get-go. And I mean, talking with Charlie Coyle yesterday, that guy sounded ready to play.
They all are.
Yes.
Especially that.
You never had a break probably like this.
No, not like this.
But when you were, did you have times where you were injured and maybe couldn't play in a couple games? When you finally.
No.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Iron Man.
I'm sorry.
Iron Man. If I got a pulse, I'm going out there. The phrase I just said about Zach, that's me too. Built different. I'm going out there.
All right. Then the off season, when you sat around and you're doing all this stuff, when you finally get to go out there and play your game that you love, what was that like for you when you would finally get a chance to run back out there?
It was very refreshing. It makes you appreciate the game a lot more, actually. Yeah. And they are different because they were on a heater before they had to stop. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like they actually were in the midst of it, had to stop.
Yeah, to them, they just want to see if they can pick right back up where they left off.
Yeah. Well, I hope we will get that tonight.
Are we giving these tickets away here or on the other side of the break?
You know what? We'll come back.
Hello from the other side.
Adele? Crossed over? She's Let her live. Adele, my gal. That's great.
When we come back.
All right. We will give away some jackets, tickets coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a crash on 315 southbound for our friends up in Powell. Just past 750, we do have some lane closures in place as you head southbound on 315. On the southeast side, also still watching some lane closures on the ramp from Alum Creek Drive to 270 westbound here this morning. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Attention, men. If you wake up and you feel like you got hit by a truck, if your waistband keeps creeping out, if your bedroom game is rated M for missing, you feel it, she notices it, and you're not alone. For many guys, this is ED and low testosterone. That's where Columbus Men's Clinic, powered by Men's Pro, comes in. We didn't copy men's health trends. We built a playbook since 2014. Labs in minutes, in-person care for better results, urology-backed science. A recent 54-year-old patient told us, I feel like I'm 30 again. He's crushing it at work and back in the gym, lifting like he did years ago. Oh, in his words, not mine. Fun is back in the bedroom. I feel like a beast. Another guy said, they treated me like a person, not a patient. I wish I came in sooner. We have treatments that work for over 92% of men, even when the pills fail. And this month, when you start a treatment plan, your first month is on us. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com.
Common Man here for my friends at Germain. Germain is having a huge President's Day sales event all month long at all of their Columbus locations. This month and this month only, all qualified pre-owned vehicles come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on top of the $1,000 price promise. No one's going to sell you a car for less. With nearly 4,000 vehicles and 30 brands, there's only one website you need when shopping for your next car. It's GoGermain.com. That's GoGermain.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
For more than 25 years, Brothers Roofing and Construction has been serving Central Ohio with dependable roofing, siding, and exterior repairs. We do the job right. We communicate effectively and stand behind our work. So when quality matters, call Brothers Roofing and Construction.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
It's Skyway time at Skyline Chili. Come get your Skyline 3, 4, or 5-way with 50% extra cheese at no extra charge. Regular and large ways only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time.
I'll tell you what, life is simple. When you feel good, it makes everything better. Hey, it's Anthony, and you may laugh that I go on and on about my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store, but ever since I got them, it's changed my outlook completely. When I know every day my knees, back, hips are going to feel supported and aligned, it carries me to the finish line of my day. You know I sit enough doing the radio show. I want to be able to go out, walk, basically be on my feet without the pain I was feeling before. This has been such a great journey, knowing that my arch supports from the Good Feet store are not going to just wear out like everything I used to buy over the counter. And maybe the best part, I don't have to choose between what shoes I want to wear. My arch supports go with me. I pop them in any pair that I want to wear. And if you're like me and your lower back hurts, I fully recommend going in, taking the free test walk. You'll feel the difference. The Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road in Grove City and at goodfeet.com.
Registration for the Fan 5K is now open. Join your favorite personalities June 20th at Otterbein University. The Fan 5K features a medal, t-shirt, free race photos, and a post-race party.
Get your spot today at 971therace.com. Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces and cracking. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, that was a great interview with Bones. If you missed it, you can find the podcast wherever you get podcasts. Just search up T-Bone and Tyvis in your favorite podcast app. It will all be right there for you. It's free of charge. It's brought to our by our friends, Capital Ford of Columbus. So thanks to them for sponsoring the podcast. But every day, it's delivered right to your device, free of charge. So
I got it.
Go hear what Rick Bowness said. But if you missed it, short story. Elvis going tonight in net. Zach is back and ready to go after his Olympic gold medal. He is going to be there and out on the ice, helping the Jackets out tonight, doing what he can. So that is great news to hear.
The Olympic break is over, and the Blue Jackets are back on the ice chasing the playoffs. Win tickets to see them face Nashville Tuesday night. March is playoff hockey. Get tickets at bluejackets.com. How you want to handle this?
Well, I don't know. How do you want to handle it? Well, you know what? How about this? In honor of Zach Werenski, he is number 8. How about we take the 8th caller? 614-821-9710. You get those tickets. Congratulations. What game did you say it's for?
The Nashville Predators.
On Tuesday.
Okay. That's
nationwide.
Is that where they play? Who are we talking about again? The Blue Jackets?
So it's not for tonight's game. It's in Boston.
Not tonight.
Saturday's game is here, but not for that. Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's Nashville.
That's right.
Hot take Tuesday.
No, well, that's I'm all over the place here. I got to thank you. All right. So I got to tell you, I am saddened and dismayed by the fact that ESPN, the cowards at ESPN, have gotten rid of something that I thought was fantastic. Do you remember that Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird used to do an altcast for the women's Final Four?
Yeah, they were out. They was out of line the last time I watched them. They took it. They told the company line.
They did more than toe it. I mean, I think
they went straight through it.
right over it. Yeah. So they have announced, ESPN has, that apparently they are doing away with the Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi megacast for the Final Four. which is obviously on ESPN for the women's side of things. Apparently, the two lifelong friends who brought a real chemistry to the air, they were drawing 1.4 million viewers for the 2024 National Championship game. By comparison, the NFL playoff game that ESPN broadcasts, which is granted a wild card game, not the Super Bowl, not the championship game, but the Manning cast, who those guys are pretty well known, Peyton and Eli.
Yep.
They get great guests on there.
Yes, they do.
That did about 810,000 viewers.
What?
For the wild card game. Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird did 1.4 million for their women's Final Four games. So obviously the stakes were a little higher, but it's NFL versus women's basketball, and the women's basketball broadcast outdrew the Mannings on a Manning cast.
What game was this for the Mannings?
The wild card game.
This year?
Yeah. Last month, the one they had. Okay. So it's not. So when people say, "Oh, maybe they cut this because they weren't doing the numbers." Well, they were doing better numbers than the Mannings, so I would think they were doing all right.
But
I'm guessing it has something to do with the fact that if you watch these casts, right? If you watch the Manning cast, which I know they've talked about retooling that too, but if you would watch Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird on this cast, they would get all kinds of stars to come in, all kinds of people to talk, but they would spend a lot of time talking to themselves and about different things and not as much time on the game. But that's part of the beauty of the alt cast is you're watching some great players with great personalities kind of talking about the game while you can watch it with your own eyes. They're discussing other things. But of course, part of what I liked about that broadcast was the fact that they were wildly inappropriate. As you said, Tyvis, here's a little sample of this is the full version of it. If you've never heard the full thing, this is what they were doing on one of the alt casts, Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird.
It's so simple. Yeah, it's a game of inches at the same time, so those simple things are not always so simple.
It's a game of inches. Ask the Cox.
Ask him.
And they're taking those inches. Do
you take those inches?
Absolutely. When you're on the court, you have to, every little piece of court, you have to take it.
They knew exactly what they were doing with that the entire time. By the way, I should point out for anyone who was curious as to why that's okay to play, they were talking about the South Carolina Gamecocks, who are one of the greatest basketball franchises in all of sports when it comes to women's basketball. Okay,
that is towing the company line.
Well, here's another one about the South Carolina Gamecocks, to be very clear.
I think the Cox got this tonight. The Cox go hard.
They do go hard.
Listen, like this team is tough. Like in those other games, that's she was finishing in the lane. The length of the Cox is long.
I mean, again, this is. You know what? ESPN, cowards. Leave that on there. That's fine. What's wrong with that? Just talking ball. By the way, did you hear the male voice on there?
I did hear the male voice.
Do you know who that was?
Probably the producer.
Kevin Garnett.
Oh, that was KG.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. KG was there.
They had great guests. They're making funny jokes. They actually, when it would get tight close to the end of the game, they would like really lock in on the game and break it down in a great way. They would talk about fouls and say, "Oh, this ref sucks." I remember when this person or that person would ref this game. Like they were great, and they're getting rid of this.
They should do the ESPN or whoever should do how they do the sportscast channel. They need to do one where you can say whatever you want to say.
They should. I agree with you on that.
I think it'll do numbers.
Oh, if you could just have an uncensored channel?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what they do with the McAfee thing, right? When those guys are on the sideline, those guys can swear on ESPN. They do it all the time. They do it on their radio program.
Or when Marshawn Lynch goes on the Manning cast.
Well, Marshawn Lynch. These two people that Marshawn Lynch and Anthony Edwards, they going to cuss, and it is what it is. And it's live, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. You just got to know that they going to say it, and it is what it is.
By the way, I think I need to address something that happened yesterday on these airwaves. Common Man was talking yesterday around 4:30. I don't know if you guys caught any of this.
I got a text message about it.
I got a text message. I got emails about it, too.
Hold on, wait.
Let me tell you the story,
I was listening around that time.
Did you hear them talk about the man who was arrested? I'm trying to see. I think this might have been. I don't know if it was in Kentucky. It says Owensboro, so I think that's Kentucky. His name is Alan Osborne, 32-year-old man arrested. He found a dead deer on the road.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
He had a dead deer on the road, and I'm trying to put this as delicately as I can. You were talk about whatever you want. Common Man was yesterday because this guy apparently was arrested for
having sex
with the roadkill. That's what this man was doing with the roadkill. Common Man.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
They found him near, because someone called and said there's a guy on the side of the road
in broad daylight
with the dead deer, and that he's
is that what makes it wrong, Tyvis? This was in the daytime.
No, the whole
nighttime,
thing is wild. I'm blown back by the whole thing. What?
Right? Yeah. Well, of course. So Common Man made the point, like, this guy obviously has problems, but here's the thing. This wasn't the crime of it being an alive animal. That's obviously bad. The animal has no agency. It can't, talk or anything So that would be bad if it was alive, but it wasn't. It was dead. Also, wasn't a dead human, which that would also be bad because that's awful. That's the human. So Common Man's point was
is he justified?
Well, what he said was this guy's a sicko. At least he did something that didn't harm anyone, and
a human being,
right,
or a live animal,
right. So it was in that sense. And so I got an email yesterday.
You can go to
no.
You can go see the Lions Den. Go to the Lions Den.
Well, apparently they don't sell what he's looking for.
Get you a robot.
He needs to go to a real Lions Den and actually mess with the real lions and see what happens. But I got an email about Common Man where the guy, he meant well, super nice guy. He was like, "Is Common Man okay?" And I said, "Let me tell you."
No, he's not.
No, he's never been okay. He's never been okay. However, I literally, when I heard that story, I was like, the only thought I had was like, they actually should give this guy a uniform and a government truck, and then we'd never have a problem with the roads.
Oh my goodness.
Having roadkill ever again. Like, put ankle bracelets on the guy. If he's anywhere, like if he harms a fly, jail for life. If he's near a school, jail for life. But if he just sticks to the freeways and he just scrapes off all the roadkill.
You mean to tell me?
I'm just saying, I actually kind of agree with what Common Man said.
People was rolling by, watching this go down.
Apparently.
He probably caused an accident.
Well, I mean,
that's one of the ones where you be like, I know I'm not seeing what I'm seeing.
Can you imagine you're getting the traffic update? It's like, there's a man, unfortunately, with a deer. We're going to have to divert traffic. I'm just saying, get them off the road. Let this man take them back to whatever cave he lives in or whatever. And then I don't have to see it. I'm just saying, as long as that's all he does, he can't kill him either. They have to already be dead by car. That's what I'm saying. I actually think Common Man's solution was pretty elegant.
They didn't jail him for this?
No, they did. They arrested him.
Okay.
I'm saying this could be, they let prisoners pick up trash on the side of the road. Just add this to the guy's list. He can pick this up and, whatever. All right. Maybe that's a little offbeat for the rest of you, but I agreed with them. College football team is suing one of its former players. We'll tell you about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Still watching delays on 315 southbound just past 750 on the north side of town. Expect delays coming in from the Powell area on 315 southbound as you approach 270 due to a crash. We're also still watching crews clear out an issue on the ramp from Alum Creek Drive to 270 westbound on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you could save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details. details.
It's Timmy Hall and Common Man for Hollywood Casino Columbus, and all month long, there's so much money to win.
You can win $1 million instantly, plus every week there's multiple ways to score big Penn Cash prizes.
And new members who sign up for the Penn Play app can win up to $2,026 in Penn Cash.
And you see the brunch items they still have at the Sportsbook restaurant? Biscoff stuffed French toast, country Benedict.
Plus, on March 6th, we got Muay Thai and Championship Boxing tickets available on Ticketmaster.
Oh, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Bo Bishop has many friends. He calls none of them by their actual names. Let's see, there's Weiss and Bake. And we can't forget about the Blonde. Bootsy, Beansy, NBC, Buddy Garrity, Lil Mo with a gimpy leg. The list never ends. And then there's First Friday, which really isn't a Friday at all. He's always the first stop on the Paul Feinbaum apology tour. Don Taberry frequently calls him Babe. Oh, and there's a lot of conversation about drinking poo. A lot. You should probably listen to it because I'm sure my sales pitch makes no sense. Bishop and Friends, weekdays from 9 to noon. The Fan.
Join us for Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, February 27th and 28th. We guarantee the best price year-round, and Wedding Weekend adds an advantage you won't find anywhere else. Enjoy preferred bridal pricing up to 30% off for one weekend only. Visit Diamond Seller February 27th and 28th.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News and World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop here. You've heard me talk about High Bank's award-winning spirits, but let's talk about the food. High Bank delivers incredible meals and handcrafted cocktails in a space that works for every part of your week. Start with happy hour, drinks with friends, come back for brunch worth planning your weekend around, then stay for dinner. And get this, kids eat half off every Monday. Great food, award-winning drinks, a reason to come back time and time again. Make a reservation today at a location near you at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. John Mobley Jr. and Devin Roy returned for Ohio State last night. They were looking for a win against Iowa to increase their tournament chances, but fell 74-57 in Iowa City. Next up for the Bucks is a home game against Purdue Sunday at 1:30. The women's hoops team lost a heartbreaker at home to the team up north, 86-84 in overtime. The Lady Buckeyes will look to get back in the win column on the road Sunday in East Lansing. The Cleveland Cavaliers were without Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and Evan Mobley last night. They lost 118-116 in Milwaukee. And finally, the CBJ are back in action tonight for the first time since the Olympic break. They'll face the Bruins on the road at 7 o'clock. This update was sponsored by Eco Plumbers. Get $500 in free plumbing services when you buy a new water heater. Visit geteco.com and book today. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tyvis says that in all his years being in football locker rooms, he never once looked at another man's junk. He cannot say the same thing about working at this radio station. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You know, we were talking about the man who was arrested in Kentucky for fornicating with roadkill.
I always like that word.
Roadkill fornication. You like the word fornicating? Yeah, I kind of do too. It's a good word. I don't like the thought of a man doing that. And like I said, I think that's depraved and horrible and all that stuff. I will point out, though, this guy whose name is Alan Osborne, to our knowledge, not listed in the Epstein files. So I'm just pointing out that in this crazy world we live in where it's like, people that you've heard of that are in the files, this guy, despite him being a depraved human being, he is not in the files. So I guess his lawyer can bring that up, I guess, right? When he goes on trial. But
that's why he's in jail. Because
because if you're in the Epstein files, apparently they don't put you in jail.
You get to walk around, no problem.
This is a great system we got going on here.
Y'all out of line today.
Tyvis, I don't think it's unreasonable to say if your name's in those files and there's evidence you did anything with that Epstein dude, probably should be not doing whatever it is you're doing. And if you're important or not important, you should probably still go to jail. That's my hot take Thursday. You ready for that one? Yeah. Guys in the file should go to jail. or gals. Yes. Ghislaine Maxwell, gal, in jail right now. All right. So I don't know that we're going to get away from this anytime soon. A trend that keeps happening in college football. Cincinnati is suing ex-quarterback Brendan Sorsby for $1 million for the buyout after he is transferred to Texas Tech. So he was a top-rated player in the portal, reportedly got a bunch of money, $4 or $5 million, something like that, maybe more?
4?
Okay, to go to Texas Tech.
I thought it was more.
It might be more.
I thought it was like upwards of 6. Yeah.
Here's what I know. Everyone knows which teams are spending the most money. No one wants to ever report exactly how much the money is. I don't know why that is, but that's where we're at. Anyway, University of Cincinnati is suing him because they say, according to their contract they have with him, their revenue sharing agreement says if you break that agreement, you owe the school $1 million buyout. Now, obviously, that's meant to penalize him and keep him there, but it's also probably in some ways meant to penalize the school he's going to, who is going to have to give him more NIL money to cover those expenses.
It was $5 million from Texas Tech.
Okay. Per The Athletic, the lawsuit claims Sorsby signed an 18-month, 2-season agreement with Cincinnati that runs through December 15th, 2026, with $1 million buyout due within 30 days. If Sorsby, quote, transferred to another university before completion of the agreement's full term. So that would be, if that is in the contract, that would seem to have been broken. Did you ever think, Tyvis, when you were working in the NIL space, that we would get to the point where it is now, I don't want to say routine, but it's certainly not the first time we've heard of this offseason, where a big high-profile transfer candidate is getting sued by their former school?
I didn't think that would be the case because I thought that everybody was only going to do 1-year deals. So back when I did it, it was a 1-year deal. You know, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars for 1 year. So after the year is over, the university is covered and you're covered. After that year is done, you serve what you had to do to receive your finances. Boom, you free to walk away. And so are we. And that was the type of thing. But now everybody's doing these extended deals where it's 2-year deals or 4-year deals. Like, I guess you would have to put something like that in the contract just to protect yourself.
I guess. I mean, we had it with Darian Mensah, right? Who is the Duke quarterback who's now going to Miami. He got sued. They settled.
He is.
Did he win or did they settle? They settled it out of court, right? And then what's the quarterback's name up at Washington, whose name I'm blanking on? But he tried to leave. And like Jed Fish's wife is like blasting him on Instagram and all that. And then it came back and was like, nope, never mind, because the contract was too ironclad, or he He signed the deal, and then like 2 weeks later, wasn't it, where he said, never mind, I'm transferring. They said, the hell you are. You just signed this, and he's back. He's going back to Washington. But either way, like, this is going.
Williams.
Yeah, Damon Williams. There you go. I'm just saying we are not getting away from this anytime soon. However, if it is legal to sue guys who are getting NIL money, I'd like to know if we can sue them for being disappointing as hell. Because I have some candidates on the Ohio State men's basketball team that I would like to start. Can we get the lawyer who got Puff Johnson reinstated, uninstated? Can we get that guy to like go back and do some more law work?
I wonder if you could fix one thing and that will fix the other. Like when you talk about NIL and transfer portal, if they fixed the transfer portal, let's say they went back to. Because I don't know why it changed. Back when I was banging, it was if you transfer, you had to sit out a year. If they went back to that rule, would that fix the NIL contracts?
Well, right.
Because guys wouldn't be so quick to leave because they would have to sit out a year. So, like, if you signed a 2-year deal and you wanted to leave after the first year, you'd probably be like, well, I got to finish my deal first before I can do that. And then you have to sit out another year. So then you'd be like, well, I might as well just stay.
Well, I think, and at the time, maybe some people were predicting this. I think we all could have seen this coming a little bit. I certainly did not predict that it would go to this point where when they were suing about player movement, right, which is what you're talking about, the restriction used to be the 1-year deal where you had to sit out a year, and that got thrown out in court basically as saying, well, that's not fair. You can't restrict people from doing they only have a finite amount of time to play these sports. You're taking away one of their prime years. So that became a rule that went away. And at the same time, the rule that said you can't pay athletes for endorsement deals, that also got thrown out in court because the NCAA's model was basically, this is the way it's always been, try to fight us on it. Eventually people did, and the NCAA lost in court on both those decisions roughly at the same time. So when you added in player movement with NIL, you're right, it becomes a different combination. If you changed one of those, like you have to sit out a year, probably would limit player movement to a degree, but it would get thrown out of court again. I think the only way you're fixing this is getting employment contracts for players and but that would involve the NCAA doing something they never wanted to do, which is to admit these guys work for the school, which essentially is what they do. But if you sign employment contracts, it becomes much more ironclad.
Wait a minute. Are they still pushing this student athlete thing?
Of course they are.
You're kidding me, right?
That's the one thing
the guys that's getting revenue shared is that you still pushing that?
Listen, it's like a crumbling building. Right, but there's one room where the safe is, and the safe has the password student athlete on it. Everything else around the NCAA, that institution with all its marble walls and its big columns, those are getting blasted in court left and right. Cannon fires taken, it's holes in the wall, stuff's collapsing around. That's safe. That's the only part of it that's never fully.
They need to let that go. You got players talking about, I got to actually go to class.
Yeah, the solution is in the safe where you just say, let's open the safe up. Take out the term, student athlete and replace it with employee, and you will fix a lot of the other issues. You can actually rebuild the NCAA as an institution that can enforce rules. But instead, they're trying to cling on to that one little room where the safe is and go, no, the building's still secure. We got it's like, just open the safe, get the solution out, and change it from student athlete to employee, and you can fix these problems.
Let me ask you this real quick, because I'm sure we're up against it. You said that you want them to defer the education, right?
I have said before,
let them just be after.
You should be able to get your education when you're 30.
Okay.
Get your scholarship and go back to school then after you're done playing.
Let me ask you this. If they go employee style, if the player gets terminated from his school, does he still get the scholarship at 30 or whenever he wants it?
I think that would have to be part of a negotiation, right? But yes, you
was here for 2 years and we fired you, we give you 2 years of education.
Sure, that could be a way you do it. I don't know. I'm just saying there's so many other avenues that open up if you go to employee. That's going to be different than college football's ever been. But yes, Tyvis, that the other thing that will have to happen with that is collective bargaining. That's what happens. That's why NFL players, despite, a player says, I want to hold out, I don't want to play, I want more money. Sometimes that works. But at the end of the day, if the team says we don't want to pay you, they don't have to, right? They're not going to have to write up a new contract if they don't want to. That prohibits 90% of the BS that happens around contracts. They don't have that in college sports. You have an NIL deal over here. You have a revenue sharing agreement over there. It's not the same as employment contracts. State to state, there's different laws. Fix it all by getting collective bargaining and employment. It takes you now to the point where they're pro athletes, but I got news for you. I watched an Ohio State basketball team last night with a guy who scored 0 points who's making $500,000. We're past that point. It's moved on. Speaking of the Buckeyes, we're going to talk to Adam Jardy coming up at 8:30 about Ohio State basketball. But next, on-field activities get underway at the Combine today. You will hear from some Buckeyes who will be participating coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Thursday. We've got a couple issues this morning. The ramp from 71 southbound to 161 is slightly blocked off because of a disabled vehicle this morning. Again, 71 southbound to 161. Watch for that. And then the southeast side, the ramp from Alum Creek Drive to 270 westbound, still also blocked as crews clear out an incident over there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Common Man here for my friends at Germain. Germain is having a huge President's Day sales event all month long at all of their Columbus locations. This month and this month only, all qualified pre-owned vehicles come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on top of the $1,000 price promise. No one's going to sell you a car for less. With nearly 4,000 vehicles and 30 brands, there's only one website you need when shopping for your next car. It's GoGermain.com. That's GoGermain.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Your mornings are jam-packed. So if you're going to add anything, make it your favorite bite from Tim Hortons. Buy any size beverage and add a daily baked donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. It's the best way to add more to your morning. The 1-2-3 menu, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply at timhortons.com/offer-terms.
BMI FCU is celebrating their 90th anniversary all year long with monthly sweepstakes. Open a BMI FCU Visa credit card. Enjoy rates lower than the national average and a special rate on balance transfers. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Did winter leave you with a roof leak just as spring approaches? Don't stress. The team at Newman Roofing has you covered. Voted Columbus's best roofing company 4 years in a row. Schedule your estimate by calling 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or give us a call and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
How many different ways can you consume morning juice? Let's see. Live on YouTube, live on the Fans HD3, podcast on demand, and on 10 TV Plus. And we'll send by you right to your house.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We could have a few light snow showers out there this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy with wake-up temperatures just below freezing. And then as we get into the afternoon, we'll see more clearing, plenty of sun, and highs in the mid-40s. For tonight, mostly clear overnight with our lows into the upper 20s, and then warm and windy as we close out the work week. Highs getting in the mid to upper 50s across the Buckeye State. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. You're home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
With the springtime coming up, don't let low T stop you from flourishing and letting this be the best spring that you've ever had. No, because my guys at Tri-State Men's Health is there. They're going to help you. If you want those gains, you might be hitting the gym and you're not seeing those gains right now, go see my guys at Tri-State Men's Health. They will help you out. Right now, they have treatments that help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, and more with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more. With the low T treatments combined with the body composition program, most men notice a real improvement. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive. Low T starts happening in guys' earlies to mid-30s. You start losing 2 to 3% of testosterone production every year. It happens gradually, and before you know it, you're just not the same guy. If this is you, go see my guys at Tri-State Men's Health. Go to TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Take the Low T quiz, which is a simple 10-question quiz with yes or no answers. After that, schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health. They'll have your lab work done within 30 minutes. The cost of the appointment is $99. There's 2 locations located right here in Columbus. One is in Hilliard. The other one's in Westerville. Don't ignore these signs. Call today and take the first step towards feeling better. The number is 800-900-9654 or visit TriStateMen'sHealth.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
GK in the YouTube chat, he says 98% of athletes are students first. This goes back to our discussion about NIL, and I had said I think that they should just be made employees. That will fix a lot of this, a lot of this Wild West stuff that we have going on where there's no rules and everybody can do what they want. He said 98% of athletes are students first. They don't make good radio content, but someone needs to look out for the vast majority of rostered athletes in college sports. We're optimizing the entire college athletic system for the top 1%. It's a familiar scenario. All right. I mean, that was
a student first.
Yes, because that's the thing that's the thing that is you're supposed to do.
Listen,
you're supposed to be students first.
I graduated with a 2.99998.
And you finished in 3 years.
And I finished in 3 years.
Yeah, so you got your degree. You got your degree.
Now, I'll give you athlete student, not student athlete.
I want to push back on GK a little bit here because that, to me, all right, you're saying that this is good for the number one, 5-star guys. This is good for the big-time athletes. But what about the little guys? All right, in the NFL, who's the third-string linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars? I don't know, but I can tell you this. He's getting paid to do what he does. It's his job. Like, the point is not to say that every player should get $20 million to play college football. I'm not stumping for that. But there is an amount of money that is getting distributed to college sports programs, and it is getting distributed because largely football, basketball, the revenue-generating sports are making all this money. The idea that college athletes shouldn't be able to participate in the money being generated because, well, what about the rowing team? Well, all right, if the rowing team generates revenue, they should get a part of that, should they not? I think there's something to be said for splitting that money up equitably to a degree. But I also think it is ridiculous to assume that because you go to college, you can't get paid for work you do. I went to Ohio State for 1 year, and I worked in the ticket office as a student employee. They didn't say, oh, well, this will help you eventually in your life, so you should just do this for fun. We're going to teach you how to take student ticket orders. No, I actually had a job and a paycheck from Ohio State. I'm actually on the retirement system, technically. If I wanted to, I could go back and say I'm an employee at Ohio State. I was an employee at Ohio State many, many years ago when I was a college student. How is that different than if you play football there or basketball? It's not. So let's stop pretending like it is. It's a dumb system that they put together to win legal cases when people sued them because their
it happen in the
friends and family members got injured playing football, and they said, oh, that's not workers' comp.
Will they be considered employees in the next 10 years?
Yes, they'll have to. Or the system will disintegrate into even further chaos. Which one do you want? Do you want ordered employee-owner type of relations? Do you want that type of thing like you have in every other pro sports thing? Or do you want the chaos we have now? What you're not getting is 1965. You come to play at my school, son, and I tell you where the road. That's done. That's been over.
I'm scared to see where college football is in 10 years.
That's true enough on that. Here is some audio from guys who played college football, and now they're going to get paid even more money when they go to the NFL. This is Arvell Reese talking about how he is feeling about, what makes him a great prospect in the NFL.
I think I'm different from a lot of guys with, I think it's my mindset and the violence I play with. Yes, sir. I think I'm comfortable with myself, and I know myself. And I know who I am, and I know I'm a violent player, and I'm a dog, 100%.
It's amazing to me. I mean, he is a phenomenal player. There's a chance he goes second overall. And we'll find out today, right? Obviously, he's going to run the 40. He's going to do all the drills.
He's doing everything.
So, yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do out there. Also, this is a common theme. I got a few different Buckeyes who are, heading into the draft or heading into the combine. This is Arvell Reese talking about a guy named Matt Patricia and how he has helped with his development at Ohio State.
I think he was the biggest reason and why a lot of the guys on the defense played the way we played and got the recognition we got. And, yeah, like his terminology, I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot. I didn't even realize I was learning stuff from him until I got on the board myself and was going through it and realizing stuff I picked up on from him. So, yeah, I appreciate Matt Patricia.
Here's Cade McDonald talking about that.
It means a lot. Coach Patricia is a really good coach. And just for he's a people's coach. He's going to come up to you off the field. He helped me mentally and get me ready for this moment. Now I feel at ease. I just got a smile on my face, and I'm just ready to be great.
Here's Caden Curry talking about his time at Ohio State and learning from some of the
best. That's why you go to Ohio State. That's why you want to be in this moment, and that's why you go to that great city of Columbus to be iron sharpens iron mentality and to go up against the best from the beginning and just to prep yourself and to get your mindset physically, mentally, and athletically. Just be ready for this moment and just be blessed to be here.
They've all had high praise to say about the program and, Matt Patricia in particular. That's quite a benefit to have when you can go to a recruit's house and say, this guy who won Super Bowls, who's been a head coach in the NFL, he's not even going to teach your son how to play football and about life, but when it comes time for him to hopefully go to the NFL draft, he'll have him already prepped for that too.
It is kind of funny because you do walk in with a different confidence when you've prepared and you've been doing this stuff. Like Coach Mick, when I was at Ohio State, used to do combine drills all the time. We used to have to compete, especially in the summertime. That was the way. It was 6 stations. A lot of them was combine drills. You always competing against. It'd be DBs versus receivers and things like that. So when you get to the combine, it's well, I done did this drill 1,000,000 times already. So it's nothing. I mean, then. When you talk to the coaches and they've taught you the defense, when they tell you, the funniest part is when they say, get on the board and draw up your defense. You be like, bet. Bet.
Right.
It actually is a confidence. So I do think Ohio State does a wonderful job preparing you for that, and being able to answer these questions and ask you all the things about the defense. And when you get to the field work, which is day 4, after you get no rest at all because you up all day and night every night about interviews and stuff like that. When you get to day 4, for me, it was funny because I wanted to be a certain weight. I wanted to weigh in at I think I wanted to be 210 or 211 or something like that.
Rusty in the chat's going to have many thoughts on it.
I wanted to be 210 or 2 because at Ohio State I was 205 and I could never really get past 205.
You were the guy. I didn't know this about you until we started hanging out. I had no idea that you were the guy they had to force to sit down and eat a meal before you left the facility.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
I wish I had that problem.
It was terrible.
If I knew you back then, you wouldn't have had that problem. I would have been ordering you baconators left and right.
I was on the lighter foundation, lighting the A. Anyways, so I got up to 210, 211 to weigh in because I think you weigh in on the day 3 because you do your bench press on day 3. So they weigh in, do all the measurables and stuff on day 3. And I remember I got to 211. And then after that, like I was like, well, I'm trying to be as light as possible for the 40.
Yeah, sure. So you got to bulk up to hit the number to show that look, he's got some size to him, and then immediately
it's done. Yeah,
that's crazy.
So I got back down to probably 205 when I ran the 40, but I didn't eat breakfast that day. Like I had like some fruit and some water or something like that.
Oh my gosh!
And like I remember like halfway through the workout. Because people started falling out with cramps.
Yeah.
And I started laughing at him. I want to say Cardell, when he tried to do it, he like tweaked his hamstring or something. I was just laughing at him like, that's what you get. And as I'm doing these drills, I started to catch a cramp and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
So the whole experience is just wow.
What was it like doing the bench press?
Oh, that was it right there. So I remember when I was training for that at Exos, the guy was like, this is the last bench press you're going to do. Don't touch a weight. Don't do a push-up, nothing. You're going to hit your number if you just don't do nothing for the rest of the time.
Okay.
So I listened to him. You get up there, you're in a room full of people. It's a stage with a bench press, and then it's all like coaches and scouts around. And you got to get up there when it's your turn. You say your name, where you from, and how many reps you're going to do. So I got up there, Tyvis Powell, the Ohio State University 15.
And what is it, 225?
225. I got up under there. I got off to a good start. I'm repping it, just throwing it up. I get to 10, and I say, oh, man, the arms start to get heavy. But I was determined to get to 15. When I got to 15, I got it up. And they like, you got to go until you fail. Like, you know when you ain't got no more left. So when I got 15, like, I barely got it. And when I dropped that thing down for 16 to try to go up, come on. I was like, come get it, bro. Come get this.
You had to get the guy who stands over
it's
you
done.
with the bar grip that's like one hand over, one hand under, and I'm going to pick it up. Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, today we get to see him on the field. We'll have reaction to that, of course, tomorrow. Last night we watched some Buckeyes on the basketball court in Iowa. It did not go well. We will talk with Adam Jardy from the Dispatch about that coming up in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Thursday. 2 issues we're watching this morning. The ramp from 71 southbound to 161. We've got some lane closures in place due to a disabled vehicle this morning. Also still watching the ramp from Alum Creek Drive to 270 westbound. Over on the southeast side, slightly blocked off as crews clear out an issue over there as well. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you can save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Tyvis will put anything in his mouth on a dare. All right, almost anything. No, I stand by my previous statement. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Going out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Joining us from Iowa City, he is Adam Jardy, Ohio State men's basketball beat writer for the Columbus Dispatch. He is an Oasis fan. Sure, you need some Oasis today just to get up after that one. That was a late night, Adam. First off, how you doing? And second of all, is Bruce Thornton okay? Was he dealing with something last night? 0 points in the first half had me concerned.
Yeah, he's fine. I thought Iowa did a really good job taking him out of things, and I thought, we saw some of the flashes we've seen occasionally from Bruce where he's just maybe been a little less aggressive, and I think we saw a little bit of maybe just kind of coming back to normalcy, given that he's been, I keep using the word Herculean, given kind of what he's done these last couple of weeks and really carried the team in a lot of ways. And, last night he was just a little bit more human. So, he was fine. He no issues other than a tough game for him.
Adam, when you look at this team, where are you at on the tournament? I've seen afterwards ESPN had them out of the bracket. Do you think there's still chances? Where are you at with this team?
There's definitely still a chance. Last night felt particularly deflating because that seemed like an opportunity that was there for them. And you got some guys back in the lineup, but at the same time, you lose someone out of the lineup. So, kind of that revolving door, I think played a bit of a factor in what we saw last night. But this team they're still in the mix. Right now, it might be a situation where they might have to win these next three to feel good. The opportunities are still there. But, it's a tough time to have your first losing streak of the season for sure. And it felt like a pretty decisive loss last night. But as far as the metrics go and as far as where they are on the bubble, yeah, they're still in it. It's made Purdue on Sunday essentially it feels like a must win at this point, but there's still a chance. Yes. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we've been using the term must win all season, or not all season, but the last month, it feels like, hey, you need this game, you need that game. Purdue now is, for lack of a better term, that you need another quad one win, something like that to boost the resume would go very, very far. But look, I am far from the biggest, sunshine viewer of Ohio State men's basketball this season. I've been pretty frustrated and negative about the team. But one thing you can say about Jake Diebler since he's been here is that he, for some reason, has had Purdue's numbers. So that's, I guess, one way to possibly keep some optimism for Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think the other thing, one of the many things I suppose that really surprised me about last night is if you look, there are websites out there that you can just kind of sort how a team has played during a certain stretch of the season. So you can remove preseason bias and postseason projections and just from this date to this date, how has this team performed compared to everybody else? And leading into last night, the month of February, Ohio State's been the number 20 team in the country. Iowa was 45th. Michigan State is 30th. This team for the month of February, last night aside, has played as a top 25 team and has felt like it's been right there, but hasn't been able to get across the finish line. And that's, again, what I think made last night so head-scratching was that you felt like they've been playing really solid basketball for almost a full month here at the most important time of the season. And then, they went up 14-2, and then the game was over from that point.
Yeah, and when we break it down, Adam, one of the things that I keep thinking this team is missing for the past couple of years is that inside presence. Do you think Tilly or Yagovin could be that, or is that just not on the roster right now?
It's not. I don't think it's on the roster right now in the way that a lot of us have been maybe waiting to see. The guy that I consistently look at is Morez Johnson at Michigan, who transferred from Illinois, who had a double-double against Ohio State in the first half last year as a freshman at Illinois, and then had 10 rebounds in the first half. And I think the first game that these teams played this season, and just he's a low-post monster. And Ohio State just hasn't really had that guy. We'd have to go back and really think about the last time they've had that kind of presence. And it's not for lack of trying. They were recruiting Morez Johnson. Michigan had more money to pay him, and he ended up there. And that's how the sport works these days. But no, Christoph Tilly's not a low post banger. Ivan Yagovin is still developing and growing. I think he's had a step forward this season. He's looking more and more like a serviceable Big Ten big. But neither of those guys are 6'10", 240, let me go on the block and cook. They don't have that guy. And teams that do tend to give Ohio State problems.
Adam Jardy joining us, Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, Columbus Dispatch beat writer. Of course, Buckeye men's basketball team back in action on Sunday against Purdue. 31-4 run Adam. I know you've watched a lot of Buckeye basketball over the years. That's one of the more. I mean, it's surprising, but it's also just I just don't recall seeing a basketball team recently have that kind of a cold stretch. And to Jake Diebler's credit, I've been critical of him, but he called 2 timeouts during that stretch to do anything to try to stave it off, and there was just nothing that they could really do in that situation. Why do you think the offense for Iowa gave them such problems? Is it just that low post issue where you don't have a rim protector and everyone kind of went unabated to the rim as often as they wanted?
I think it was more the common thread in the post-game interviews that I did with John Mobley, Devin Royal, and Jake Diebler was that this team last night, for whatever reason, didn't stay together when things started to go sideways. And you had guys individually trying to make a change and individually trying to go out and hit a 12-point shot and flip everything instead of like collectively working together. And like that ended up being like my number one takeaway in my post-game takeaways that went online this morning, which was that like this team, when it has all its parts and it is clicking together and playing together, we've seen it play high-level basketball. And what we saw last night was a team that didn't have that. They weren't all together, and they're not – to get to this optimum level for this team, it's got to be one of those, like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, however that phrase goes. And, you know, like you think about possessions offensively and defensively where, like, somebody got, you know, caught in a double team. They couldn't get open. And like nobody was there for them to give them the ball. And defensively, you know, how does, you know, John Mobley Jr. keep getting matched up with like a 6'10" guy down low? They can throw the lob and score. Or it happened to Gabe Cupps a few times. Like you didn't have guys doing the things they were supposed to be doing. And it was a lot of one-on-one. And that's, you know, that's not what was being called in huddles. That's not what was being discussed in timeouts. That's not what this team does well. And it just felt like last night, for whatever reason, guys kind of went their own ways. Like Devin Royal used the phrase, like we were in our own silos. And I don't really know what to do with that. Like just that when you had everything to play for and so much on the line, it was a surprising post-game set of interviews because, like I said, that's not been a problem for this team for long stretches of the season. And then it was last night in a big way.
Adam, Ross Bjork has a bigger picture here. Obviously, there's still basketball to be played, and we could see this team make the tournament. But if they do not, Ross Bjork has said the goal for this men's basketball team is to make the tournament and make deep runs in the tournament. This would be the 4th straight year where this team has not made the tournament if that occurs. I know it's still a ways off, but what is your understanding of are there consequences to that? Like, if Ross Bjork says, yeah, we want to make the tournament, make deep runs, well, if that doesn't happen, do you envision there being any consequences for that this offseason as we stand right now?
I think that my read on the situation right now and what I understand from talking to people is that the people who make these decisions and the people who are in charge of stewarding the program and all of that, they understand the resources that are available and they understand like what sort of playbook they've given the program to work with. And I do think that when you are handing a first-time coach a program and not putting him in a competitive enough situation compared to the rest of his league and expecting an inexperienced coach to necessarily take that and just go run with it and compete at the top of the conference or whatever, like it's a tall ask. So my understanding is that, yeah, the people that are in charge of these decisions, the people that are overseeing all this, they know what they're really working with behind the scenes. And I don't really get the sense that there's frustration that, you know, that everyone would like things to be better, but I don't get the sense that like that is brewing for something bigger, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I understand totally. The last thing I have for you, because I know you're a huge Oasis fan, I've never asked Tyvis this question, so I'm asking on the air. Tyvis, can you name one Oasis song?
Never heard of them.
Okay. I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry.
I'm wearing an Oasis shirt right now.
Who is Oasis?
What do you mean, who is Oasis? Okay, I can't do this with Adam. I can't do this with Adam Jardy on the
listen
phone.
To it in the break.
I can't do this with him on the phone, Adam. I didn't mean to. I just dawned on me as I mentioned you're a big Oasis fan. I know you went and saw him and all that stuff, and then I thought Tyvis may not even know Oasis.
I gotta look up one of their songs.
He knows Wonderwall.
I would hope. I would hope. Okay, Adam, we're gonna play Wonderwall for him in the break. Have a safe trip back, and we'll talk again soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Adam Jardy, Columbus Dispatch, joining us in the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. It just dawned on me that, like, as we're talking.
Yeah, when you said it, I said, I don't.
It's literally, if you go to his bio, it says Oasis enthusiast right there.
I'm going to look. Go ahead. I'm going to listen to it in the break.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. We'll hit the break. We'll come back. We have a special guest coming in next. One that we talk to all the time, but we'll talk to him in a more direct way next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Thursday. Still watching a crash on the ramp from 71 southbound to 161. We've got some lane closures in place and slight delays building as you get off that exit. Everything else looking just fine, picking up on 33 on the southeast side and on I-70 as you come in from the west side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey there, friends. Bill Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co. It's well known. High Bank is my go-to when I want an award-winning whiskey, but did you also know that they make the best vodka in America? They have 3 incredible spots here in Central Ohio where the food is just as good as what's in the glass. They've got something for everyone. And get this, kids eat half off every Monday. So whether you're sipping on the best vodka in America or simply grabbing a meal with family and friends, High Bank delivers every time. Find a location and a menu at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News and World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
Germain Honda of Dublin cares about your vehicle and your time, and they do that with same-day service with no appointment necessary. Sell them your vehicle at their buying center and get paid as soon as the same day. Shop great lease and finance offers on all the Honda favorites, like the Passport, the Odyssey, and the redesigned Pilot. Service it, sell it, or drive something new. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Welcome back to That Lux Life. It's your boy, Will Winmore. Today's guest, the millionaire ball from the new Ohio Lottery Daily Draw game, Millionaire for Life. Hey-o! So if a player matches 5 numbers and the millionaire ball number, they win $1 million a year for life. Hey-o! Or $100,000 a year for life if they match just 5. Hey-o! Millionaire for Life is the game. Millionaire Ball is his name. Play Ohio's newest daily draw game for your chance to win for life. Players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
It's Skyway time at Skyline Chili. Come get your Skyline 3, 4, or 5-way with 50% extra cheese at no extra charge. Regular and large ways only at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
Hi, radio listener. Are you having a stressful day? Do you want to unwind before you go home to your annoying family? Good news. You can spend time with our annoying family, Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's T-Bone. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
Tyvis, are you aware of Oasis now?
Never heard of them.
No.
Life.
I played the
song. Never heard it.
Okay.
Never heard it.
Well, I feel bad doing that.
I went through a lot of songs. Never heard any of them.
Wonderwall might be one of the most recognizable songs on earth.
I'm shocked you don't know that
Not
one.
in the Tyvis Power world. Never heard it.
Bo Bishop is in studio this morning. Good morning, Bo.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. Does that shock you that Tyvis does not know Oasis?
It doesn't surprise me that he doesn't know the band. I'm a little surprised that you haven't heard Wonderwall or Don't Look Back in Anger.
I never heard it.
Champagne Supernova.
Yeah,
I don't know if I got to that song, but I never heard.
I feel like if you, I don't know. I just feel like, especially now, like Don't Look Back in Anger, you hear that a lot around sports.
Yeah.
Montages and stuff.
Maybe I didn't get to that song.
I think that one, Wonderwall, that one I get. I suppose that was pretty big in the moment.
You had to be there.
In the moment, it came out in '95.
I'm old, dude.
I was 1.
I know. This is what I run into all the time.
I'm old.
Why would I know that? Like I was 1.
Yeah, but that'd be like us saying, like, do you know The Wall by Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
And he would say, yeah, I know it. I wasn't even born.
Never heard it.
Yeah. It just could be your lack of intellect.
Pink Floyd?
That could be
What?
Did I just? Who's a Pink Floyd?
Who is Pink Floyd? That's my new favorite.
Let me look at this.
Let's get that drop. It's not a person. It's a band.
Yeah, I never heard.
And The Wall is a song / album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you know
It's
The
okay.
Wall.
It's okay.
I'm gonna listen to it on my way up to Cleveland.
This is good. Listen to the whole thing.
Now that I would like a camera on.
Yes.
If you did The Wall the whole way, I would like that interpretation by the time you get there. I'd be very interested in that.
By the way, I don't know if anybody caught this last night. I just have to bring it up before we end the show. I watched the women's basketball team play Michigan last night, and this was, 2 top 25 teams. Michigan, we hate, all that. I watched this team down the stretch, and Bo, you're a basketball coach. You can relate to this. 15 seconds left, tie game. Women's basketball team has the ball. They bring it down. 8 seconds left. Michigan is in possession of the ball because we took a 3.
We took a quick 3.
They got the ball. And
it was
they went,
open.
I don't care if there's no one on the court. Then go shoot a layup. Like, no. Like, if I'm waiting for the last shot every time.
Well, they shouldn't have started the set so early.
That's it.
They started to play way too early.
You can't give the ball back to them with any more than like a second or two on the clock. If they go down the court and hit a buzzer beater from 50 feet, fine, but you can't lose on that.
Probably the last thing you say in that huddle is, we're either going to overtime or we're winning.
Yes, we're
There's
not
no other
letting
option.
them have the ball back. Exactly.
There's no other option, yeah.
And sadly, they almost scored the game winner. They did hit a shot. The Buckeyes did right at the end, but yeah, it was too bad.
So you was at the combine. Did you seen some of the players walking around? Was there anybody that you saw like, wow, I didn't know he was that big?
You know, what was really fun though was on film and on TV, you see Sonny and Arvell, and you say, boy, they look big.
Yeah.
And then you see them in person, and you go, God, they're power forwards.
Yeah.
Like they're just, and that was the thing that was fun over there, was listening to folks who didn't, obviously we've seen them in person forever, but like people who just watch tape or just watch them on television, and then those two guys start walking around and they look like DNs.
Yeah.
And you go, those are linebackers. Now Arvell's going to be
Probably
a 3-4 outside linebacker, edge, whatever. But Sonny as an off-ball linebacker is fascinating. And I think one of the things that's going to be really interesting about this draft, no one's going to give up ones in 2027.
No.
That's not going to happen.
No.
Because that's generational. So no one's giving up those picks in 2027. So I think there's not going to be much movement in this draft. And I think the consensus I got, other than obviously Sharpie Mendoza, number 1, was Caleb, Sonny, Jeremiah Love. These guys are all going to be dudes, but none of them play premium positions. Mm-hmm. So do you take a safety at 2 for the first time since Eric Turner in 92?
By the Cleveland Browns.
That's right. Do you take an off-ball linebacker in the top 10? I mean, that's unheard of to do that. Running back in the top 10 is pretty unheard of, too. I mean, Saquon did it. There's a couple of them. But, so those are, the 3 guys. The consensus was hey, these guys are all dudes. But none of them play premium. And so is anyone going to move up? And what's that going to look like?
Would you say that this is a weak draft?
Not only would I say that, but I would say that based on the folks I talked to who said it's deep, but it's not like there's a big difference between the guy you're going to get at 10 and the guy you're going to get at 32.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the problem.
Well, there is Brett Veach. I don't know if you saw these quotes from the Chiefs. He was talking about their draft board, and he said they have, speaking to the weak draft idea, he said there are more than 25 players who would have been their top 75 to 100 prospects in this draft who went back to school for NIL. So he's saying
25 players,
at least 25% of their draft board, maybe more, would have guys in the top 100, and they're not coming out this year. They're staying for another year of college. So there's that aspect to it as well. Also, when you have some guys you thought people thought Drew Aller was going to be
a quarterback's bone.
Oh, I know, man. We all
Aller, Klubnik, Nussmeier. All I heard last year at the combine was this ain't it. Cam Ward and Shadeur aren't it. Yeah. Wait till next year. And now none of those guys are day 1 or day 2 picks.
And now we're doing next year.
Next year we'll get to
next year. Got some names.
They had some names last year. But then you
people I talked to this week who said if Arch was in this draft, he goes number 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you watch him play?
Did you watch the end of the year?
I did. I watched Mississippi State.
That's when it took off.
But I still think what I saw early.
I saw it too. Right. And I think that you can't just look at 2 games and say, we did that with Jamarcus Russell back in the day. We saw him play 3 games and suddenly he's the number 1 pick. How'd that work out? It's not great. So I'm not comparing him to that guy, but
no.
You can't just base it off that.
Somebody described Arch Manning to me like he's going to have the career similar to Josh Allen, meaning that their teams aren't going to know exactly what it is that he's good at, but he's good at being mobile and he has a big arm. But you have to embrace that that's what he's going to be, and people don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
I can totally understand that. But all right, so combine thoughts, Buckeye basketball thoughts.
Unfortunately, tough sledding, boys.
Yeah. Stayed up and watched the whole thing last night. I took a nap specifically in the middle of the day so I could be ready for this morning. So I could stay up late this morning, and and by about 10 minutes to go, I was like, well, that nap was pointless. I
Gonna need to do that.
Bishop and Friends coming up next. Thanks, Bo. We appreciate it.
Boys.
There you go.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the chill? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train furnaces, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, so Tyvis, do you know of the band Metallica? Since we're just doing bands that Tyvis knows.
I've heard of that one.
Okay, so this is a big deal for us metalheads or people who enjoy Metallica. Even if, like me, you hate Lars Ulrich, their drummer, still love Metallica. They have formally announced plans to debut their Life Burns Faster residency at the Sphere in Vegas. So now that's the big thing, right? It's like which band is going to do the Sphere residency thing? Yeah. They are going to do that. They are going to do their no repeat weekend sets, which means they play 2 different concerts.
And don't
they
repeat
go multiple
hours.
Nope. They did this at Sonic Temple.
Yeah, they did. Which night was Into the Sandman?
You know what? I didn't get to go, so I don't know. Because that was literally the last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Us doing this show the next day.
I saw it on Sunday.
Yeah?
Enter Sandman.
Okay, it was on Sunday. There
did
you
the place go crazy?
Yes. Metallica was great.
They are going to start, by the way, October 1st and 3rd, 15th, 17th, 22nd, 24th, 29th, and 31st of this year. So you can spend Halloween with Metallica.
They're going to play that many songs and not repeat now?
Well, each weekend.
Oh,
They'll do the same
I was about to say.
Yeah. Take a day off in between. Here's the thing. Tickets go on sale March 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So mark your calendars and mortgage your house if you're wanting to go, because I'm sure those will not be cheap. That is it for us. Bishop and Friends coming up next. We will see you tomorrow for a Big Friday program. Have a great Thursday. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Still watching an issue on 71 southbound as you get off at 161. We've got crews blocking part of that ramp this morning as they clear out an issue. Everything else moving along just fine. No other crashes that we're currently watching. Make it a great day. I'm 10T.